Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, March 8th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Toronto Raptors versus the Los Angeles Clippers. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. So tip-off will be here in just a few minutes. They're just wrapping up the first game with the Dallas Mavericks and the New Orleans Pelicans. It's 112-108 with like 21 seconds left. And the Pelicans are up by 4, I believe. So we're going to get into that. And I got some nice pictures set up for the game as well. So let's go through some of these. So let's get this kind of situated here. We got Raptors, we got Clippers, and I had a little bit of time before I went outside and took care of things. We got Pascal Siakam. I haven't got a chance to do too many Toronto matchups. Usually when you do the late game on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 or 7 p.m. on TNT or ESPN. Typically, it's going to be West Coast teams. But once in a while, we'll get an East Coast team thrown in there. I watched the Blazers lose horribly to the Celtics earlier, just wrapped up a few minutes ago. So hopefully this will be a little bit more entertaining. But one thing I do know is Pascal Siakam, he can do it. And he's a well-rounded player. He's averaging about 25 a game, I believe. So hopefully he ends up bringing it tonight. 112-106, Pelicans up on the Mavericks with 18 seconds left. And then I got a little Fred VanVleet. And then as far as the Clippers go, we got Paul George, PG 1-3. Got a few of him. And then we got Kawhi Leonard. Got a few of him as well. The Claw. We'll see what he does today. And do I dare say I even included Russell Westbrook? We'll see what he does today. Not sure what type of production. I know he's been on a big streak of L's, from whatever team that he's been on. But last time I watched the Clippers before they ended up kind of, giving the game away in the second half, he actually played pretty good. And this might be the best fit for him, since maybe, you could go all the way back to the OKC days. I imagine there's other fits that were, halfway decent, but definitely this is a better fit than the Lakers for him and for the Lakers. That's facts. All right, we got 8 seconds left. Corner jumper, and this one's already obviously over. And the Pelicans to be able to beat Dallas with no Zion, and it sounds like Zion's going to be out for a couple more weeks. Obviously re-aggravated the injury that he had is what I was reading. So, and then in the news, I saw Sean Kemp, some type of drive-by there in Washington. So, I mean, we've seen him debut with like Gary Payton and the Kraken, and they were trying to endorse some other things from Seattle sports. And we'll get into more news on that. But, my boy Preston is like the biggest Sean Kemp guy, like the biggest, like we're Blazer fans, but he definitely has, says Sean Kemp has been booked for alleged drive-by shooting, according to Tacoma police. And Tacoma is only about an hour and a half away from Seattle. Tacoma actually is closer to me than it is, as we're going closer to Seattle. It's, about an hour and a half, to get there, and then another hour and a half from Tacoma to Seattle. And usually I know that because that's typically the halfway point when we drive or we do the train. CJ3J getting interviewed. Good for him. CJ McCollum, baby. But I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Like I said, tried to be able to get my mental health right. Went on a long hour and 10, 15-minute walk with Baisley, and got some things done around the house, and did some reading, and here we are. So hopefully this ends up being a halfway decent matchup, and most of the matchups that I've done, they've been pretty good. And again, we can talk NBA, college hoops, NFL, college football, NFL draft, AEW, WWE, NASCAR, whatever you want to get into. Everything is a go here. So Daniel's in the building. What to do? Sarah in the building. How are you? Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. Yeah, I would assume that if Jimmy is going to land somewhere and he's not staying on the Niners, realistically, he'll probably be on the Raiders because he's got the, he's got that comfort level with McDaniels, from New England. So I don't think that he would be that interested going in the other two. But if I was Jimmy, I probably would choose the Panthers over the Texans personally if I was going to choose between those two. But I mean, if Jimmy G can go to the Raiders, they still need offensive line like a motherfucker. But I mean, if you got a guy like that and they could improve the defense, they could maybe, if they improve the defense and improve the offensive line, they could maybe hit 8, 9, 10 wins with Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? But with the way that the team sits now with Jimmy there, you're probably going to max out at, I don't know, 7 games, just because the O-line isn't existent and the defense is bad. So, and we already know how strong the AFC West is. So, we'll see on how it goes. There's going to be people that are going to get too much money. And that's obviously part due to the salary cap as well, like Daniel Jones. But remember, for all the people that think Daniel Jones is absolutely terrible, he did improve, last year with his all-around game more than we've seen in previous seasons. Yeah, the Giants weren't necessarily the best team, but remember, the Giants were terrible. Daboll came in, he let Daniel Jones be a running threat as well. Saquon was healthy. They played pretty good football this year. Let's not forget, like, both New York teams at one point or another, the Jets and the Giants were actually relevant last year. So, you can do it based off the previous years and how he's been average to below average. I agree. Is he worth the amount of money that he got paid? No. But, there is a little bit more skill set, I feel, that he has. And Daboll untapped, some of that untapped potential. Because like I said, how many coaches would go in there with a guy that's typically a pocket quarterback from Duke, that isn't very good. I think a lot of people compare him to kind of Jimmy G, like there's talent there, but you kind of cap out and there's, but with Daniel Jones, he doesn't really have a full complement of receivers and tight ends healthy. Saquon, when he is healthy, they're great. When he's not, then you know what it is. Offensive line has potential, but a lot of times gets injured and is shaky. Defense sometimes is there. It has improved with Kayvon Thibodeau, but they still need more. So, I guess in this, case, you got to think, they want to be able to get him locked in so that way they can build the rest of the team. And then kind of like Seattle, once, a couple years pass, then you can reevaluate and then decide if this is the guy you want to keep going with, or, have you drafted a quarterback since then, or maybe it's time to draft one. But you got to think, both teams, Seattle and the Giants, they need to improve their teams dramatically, on many, kind of facets of the game, especially defense, if they want to take the next step and get to like an NFC championship game appearance in the next 5 or 6 years. If the Giants and if Seattle want to do that, they have to be able to build. And, you got to think Daboll did a great job. And if you actually look at the read options and the running plays, Daniel Jones actually was one of the best runners, that you wouldn't think unless you watch Giants games or you follow fantasy football. If you don't follow fantasy and you didn't watch the Giants, then you're going to have the same type of perception of Daniel Jones and everyone on planet Earth that he sucks. So, I know they can get somebody better, but in this quarterback class, would you rather have Daniel Jones, or maybe like Levis or Richardson? And I'm probably sticking with Daniel Jones. That way I don't have to waste a pick on a guy that may or may not pan out. And then I can get offensive line studs. I can get defensive studs. I can, get better wide receivers and then worry about other quarterbacks down the road. Plus, next year's are going to be better. Bryce Young and CJ Stroud are good. Everyone else is a question mark. Next year, you're going to have Caleb, you have Drake May, and there may be a couple others that step up. And it doesn't mean Bo Nix or Michael Penix Jr., but maybe someone else other than them. So, we'll see. And like I was telling you before, Sarah, there is no you have to trade for the first pick in the draft. If you don't, you're not going to get the quarterback you want. And then you're going to have to settle for Richardson and Levis. And if you're cool with that, and I imagine the majority of the franchise is not, once you've had a bad year, you want to capitalize. And I honestly feel CJ, you can read it from any person, from any athletic, any ESPN, but, if you look at the talent level, both looks like they can be pretty solid starters, but I think CJ is more the natural fit for your team. But remember, just because CJ was throwing, at Ohio State to 3 NFL wide receivers doesn't mean he's going to do that right away for you. You know what I mean? Same thing with Bryce Young. If he's going to go in there, the weak link on your team is wide receivers and tight ends. You have to understand that it's not good. The O-line, you got defense, you got running back. But let's be honest, it's not Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne good. When you have good receivers, we're talking them. And you don't have anything close to that. And that's why you got to be critical on the team. Yeah, Michael Pittman Jr. is there, but let's be honest, he's more of a 2. He's not really a 1. Can you put him as a 1? Yeah. But if you want to take the next level, he's got to be the 2 or the 3. You got to get better than that. So when you have Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne status, then we're like, yes, the wide receivers are good. It's like if you had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin in Indy, yes, they're good. But with what you have right now, any quarterback that you put in there isn't going to be able to really succeed. You need to be able to do more. Even if the running game is good and the O-line is improved and Darius Leonard and Kwity Paye and all the other players step up, that's great. But, the wide receivers and tight ends need to improve a lot. And even when you drafted ones last year, wasn't good enough. It just wasn't. And then some of those guys will turn into pretty good role players, tight ends and wide receivers that you drafted, but you don't really have a true number 1 receiver. And you can support the guys that you have. And I know you need to hear it, because I'm not biased, and some people are going to say, our receivers are good enough and we're going to be able to draft another. And no, they're not good enough. Like I said, you've seen the Jags are coming. Tennessee and Houston are kind of floating, right now. So we'll see what happens there. But I mean, to be able to take that next step and make sure that you're not wasting Jonathan Taylor, you're not wasting Quentin Nelson, you're not wasting, Darius Shaquille Leonard. You want to make sure you draft those positions, and hopefully, you can get yourself a DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, because that's what you're going to need. If you don't get a player like that, then you're not going to see the true potential, out of that team. And that's something hopefully, and most teams, what they typically do is they'll grab one within the first 3 years of that quarterback. So like with Justin Fields, he didn't have one. Within a year or two, you watch, there's going to be a top 12 receiver more than likely if they keep him there, which I assume they will. And then Justin Fields' numbers will go up and the haters will stop being like, well, he can't throw. Well, who did he have to throw to? And we already know he's a better runner than thrower, but I think Fields does have that potential to be better than what we saw. I mean, goddamn, he was throwing to Cole Kmet and making Cole Kmet look good. You need a little bit more than that, and that's facts. So, but I'm definitely excited to see where it goes, but you definitely need to trade up to 1. And if it was me and I was, the Colts, I think both quarterbacks can be good, but I think the smart decision, if you're going to trade 5 picks and get to 1, you're going to want to go CJ Stroud and then let the Texans get Bryce Young. And if Bryce Young ends up being slightly better than CJ, so be it. But if you build the weapons around CJ, then that could be your guy, maybe for the next 5 to 10 years. And also CJ's got a little bit better size. Bryce is a little undersized, and I'm not saying he can't do it, but you got Russell Wilson, you got Drew Brees. Do we really think Bryce Young is the next, those two, or lower than them? And if you're going to draft him number 1, he's got to be Russell Wilson, Drew Brees. And if not, you wasted the pick. So if you don't think Bryce is going to be that good, then you have to go CJ, and like I said, both guys will struggle. Look at all the hype with Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, and Trey Lance. Remember all that hype? Oh, this is the best draft ever. Best drafted quarterbacks. How many of those guys actually have panned out so far? So there's always going to be hype before we get into the draft, but a lot of times it's overly exaggerated. Big time. Pascal Siakam, baby. 25 points a game, 7.6 rebounds, 6 assists. That's why I am here. Let's go, baby. Jameson Meza in the building. What to do? Receivers need a lot. A lot. I mean, if you think they only need a little, well, you'll see. Because like I said, if you end up not drafting wide receivers or tight ends or not getting the proper free agent to come over, you'll see what happens with someone like that. Because like I said, we know the O-line has names and they are good. But last year, the O-line didn't really play very good, right? They had Quentin Nelson. They had all these players. There was a few injuries, but the O-line underachieved, right? The defense was probably the strongest thing with the team. And, you beat the Chiefs, but there was a lot of games where the Colts looked terrible, right? I mean, like I said, we can be honest about our teams, right? They didn't look, it's like my Buccaneers. They looked fucking terrible the whole year. Shouldn't have even made the playoffs. It was garbage. Sometimes you got to be able to know what you got, and you got to compare it to your previous championship caliber teams. Luck, when you had Peyton Manning, what did it look like? And it's never going to look the same, but you can compare talent at the positions. And I'll tell you, CJ had the 3 wide receivers in the NFL, in college, but based on what he's going to be throwing to, if you don't do anything, it's going to be a long year. Still could end up winning the division, but it's going to be a lot tougher than you think, especially with the Jags being better. And the Titans are always going to be a sleeper because they have good running and defense unless they blow up the team and get rid of Henry. Then it's just going to be the Jags and the Colts for a while. Nice pass. We're knotted up at 2, baby. Let's go, baby. We've got a couple nice Pascal Siakams. Okay, we got the Fred VanVleet. Fade away. No good. Let's go, baby. We got lots of PGs. We got some Kawhis. And dare I say it, I even have the trio. Oh, Siakam with the flush. Let's go. Electric, baby. Let's go, baby. 4-2 Raptors. And I haven't got to see too many Raptor games, and I've seen plenty of Clippers. I've already done 3 or 4 Clipper games. This is the first one that I've done in a long time for the Raptors, so I'm actually kind of excited to see what they can do. I know they haven't had the greatest year, so far. Could be a little bit better, but, it is what it is. It's very competitive. Oh, turnover. $9:58 left in the first quarter. Raptors 4, Clippers 2. Oh, floater. Kawhi at the top of the key, the claw. It's like one of the only guys that can grip that basketball and palm it like Jordan used to do with ease. I hope that story about Sean Kemp isn't true. That's terrible. That's Preston's favorite guy. He's got all the Sean Kemp shoes, Sean Kemp jerseys, Sean Kemp Mitchell and Ness, Sean Kemp everything. And what the hell is Sean Kemp doing in a drive-by? I mean, come on, bro. You were just on the TV trying to represent the Kraken and all the different Seattle sports with GP, with Gary Payton. And come on, man. Is that what it's come to? Raptors 6, Clippers 2. Kawhi at the top of the key. He's like, I'm the fucking point guard. 2-man game. Little pick and roll. With the left, no good. Push it, Siakam. Siakam is nice. I wish Siakam would come to Portland. If we could have Siakam and Dame, we could be something special. It's like you got to have that other player, that Donovan Mitchell with Dame. But I think Siakam isn't really a big name, but he puts up big name numbers. I don't think people realize that how good he really is and how much better he's gotten over the last couple years. He used to be kind of like a role player name. And if you actually look at his stat line, I mean, he's one of the best in the league. He's awesome. Very well-rounded of a player. Westbrook, corner 3. Of course it's not good. What, blow up the team and Derrick Henry? Well, isn't that what they're saying? That they might try to blow the team up a little bit? I mean, that's what they've been saying, right? I mean, whether there's truth to that or not. I mean, I would hope that they wouldn't want to let Henry go. I mean, I know it's a business and it's money, but that's like the face of the franchise. Foul. Wow, no call there. Ooh, Morris with the layup. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. $10 holla. And I just have to give you the proper expectations because we have to remember, sometimes we have to look back on what we had. And sometimes it's been so long, we forget how great of the players that we had. And, when you have those, that's the standard. Those are the guys you have to compare to. And we need to get back to getting some Marvins and some Reggie Waynes back in the building. No disrespect to Michael Pittman Jr. That could be one of them, but you need someone better for you guys to go to the next level. Bang, bang. And if you want to be able to get to AFC Championship game, there needs to be more depth, better players, top tier, so that way they have that number one guy to go to. And then that'll be more exciting for you guys too, because then you'll have the quarterback, you'll have the running back, you'll have the one wide receiver at least, a couple good role players, maybe a tight end, and then you'll end up having the defense there. And you can continue to build that. 8-4 Raptors. 7:15 left in the first quarter. Let me know what you want to see for a photo. Woo. Fred VanVleet. I see you, baby. Big 3. Raptors up 11-4 as we go to our first commercial timeout. All right, what would you want to do for photos? I got you. $10. Let's get to a hundo. Let's do it. Okay, let's get some Jonathan Taylor up there. And hopefully everything comes together. Because like I said, sometimes it takes time. You got to crawl before you walk. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible where you guys could win 10, 11 games right away and win the division. But we got to see how the rest of the fucking division shapes out. At least you won't be as bad as you were. Now we've taken your spot as like the worst division in football. All your guys' teams are getting like these franchise quarterbacks. You know, Texans might have Bryce Young. You might have CJ Stroud. You're getting quarterbacks there. We'll figure out if, Malik is the guy in Tennessee or not. But every squad, and with Trevor also, it's like you guys are building kind of like the future, eyes of the NFL and where our eyes are going to be going after Mahomes and, after Burrow and Herbert and Josh Allen. You're going to have that next tier of those up and coming quarterbacks, and a good chunk of them are going to be, it looks like maybe the AFC South might have 3. So, but you got to trade to get the first pick. You don't trade to get the first pick, then, because you already know Bryce Young or CJ is going to Houston. I'd be shocked if they don't go that route. So number one, you get that spot. You have to give up a lot, 5 or 6 picks to the Bears, but then you get your choice. And then you don't have to worry about someone falling to you. You have your choice, and that's what that extra couple picks is for, to choose. And if you evaluated and then decided to go Bryce 1 and CJ went 2, you don't think the Texans would be, they'd be thrilled with that. I think they'll be thrilled with either one because that's better than what they got right now. So. Right. But do you see what I'm saying, that you need better? I'm saying, like, everyone can love our team. We can love our players. You know what I'm saying? But to be able to go to like AFC championship game, don't know if you're really going to be able to do that with those guys. Compared to the rest of the AFC, you're going to have to be going against not only guys like the Jags and Trevor with them improving, but all the other teams in the AFC. And I don't know. I just don't see enough talent out of those guys long-term to be able to get better and better and better to be like all Pro Bowl. I highly doubt it. That's just me being real. And I would say that about those guys if they were on my team. It's not trying to hate on them. It's just, you need better. And I think you know that. So piece by piece, you're getting there. But I mean, if you ended up having an AJ Brown or DK Metcalf, I mean, we're not even having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can appreciate those other guys you have, even Michael Pittman, Jr., but you compare that to DK or AJ Brown, there's no discussion. It's like, okay, now we're going, and sometimes you need those type to be able to go to the next step. That's facts. DK would actually look really good in Indianapolis. And we got to have a good Jonathan Taylor year, not like last year. Well, we had like best running back in the league, and then just lots of problems and injuries and struggling. We need to get back to that Colts team from a couple years ago. And plus, it's just going to be awesome to be able to see, an interest to watch Texans and more Colts, when they actually have a franchise guy, instead of you just getting an old age quarterback on his last leg for like every year for the last few years. Like, it's time, for the Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning thing again. Draft a guy and develop him, instead of just trying to do the Band-Aid thing with a quick fix for a year. Raptors 11, Clippers 4. I'll get you some more Jonathan Taylor, more Colts photos once we get to the commercial break. 90 to go. But I'll tell you what, I am excited about your team. It's going to be a lot more interesting, and I think more people are going to enjoy. Nice jumper by Kawhi. But there's going to be more interest in the AFC South, and that's good for you guys. There will be more opportunities for primetime games, and then you'll get people that normally would not give a shit about any of the teams in the AFC South, where people are going to start watching and caring more, and actually being invested. Nice pass. Van Fleet tried to get that pass off, then it was fouled. I like Van Fleet. I'd take him in Portland too. Well, that's what it is. It's whoever's willing to give the most amount of, picks to get that number one spot. So even if Indianapolis wants it, doesn't mean they're going to get it. There could be a surprise team out of nowhere, that we're not thinking, that trades up, and pretty much maxes out, their future, and tries to be able to, get that guy. But if they believe CJ or Bryce is the guy, then maybe they'll go for it, because that's essentially why you're drafting one, right? You're looking at one of those two spots, not trying to go for a defensive player or an O lineman, because if you want one of those, you can probably get that at pick 3 and below. So, and it seems like the Texans are cool with either one. Whatever one falls into their lap, they're chill. They're cool with it. But to me, if I'm looking at the player and I'm looking at the evaluation and I'm just looking at the style of play, Bryce would be a better fit with the Texans. CJ would be a better fit with the Colts. Just based off their size, the way they play, I feel that would be the better fit. Now, if Bryce goes to the Colts, would he succeed? I think he could, but that size is going to be a factor. He's athletic and whatnot. I get it. But, we only had really 2, Russell Wilson and Drew Brees, that have been, 6 foot 6'1", or hell, he might end up not even being 6 foot 6'1", closer to maybe 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", You don't really know with a lot of these players. They say they're this height, but shoes, no shoes, a lot of them are in that range. Van Fleet for 3, no good. Kawhi with the rebound. Use that claw, baby. Claw that shit. He says, I will. Siakam. Pass it up, though. Nice layup. 13-8 Raptors. Like me some Siakam. All right, let's try to get a few more photos here. Nice cold Michelob Ultra, courtesy of Saw Your Airball last game. A refreshing Michelob Ultra, courtesy of you have a highlight reel of airballs. Oh no, Burger King commercial. Hell. No. BK, have it your way. You rule. Damn it. And the cool thing is if we end up getting this matchup for like a Monday night or Sunday night, some people will be like, oh no. But then if CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are on those two teams, you're like, oh yeah, that turns into one of the matchups maybe you don't give a shit about to one of maybe the top matchups of the year that you actually want to be able to see, like, the quarterbacks duel. And it would be pretty cool to have them both in the same division. They're always going to be linked together. And they'll be battling it out. So it could be very interesting. It brings a lot of eyes to the AFC South if the Colts trade up and get him. Manjaro is not for people with type 1 diabetes or children. Don't take Manjaro if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Manjaro and call your doctor. And I just want to be terrible with Kyle Trask, win like 4 games, and then just get the top 4 pick. That way I have an option to try to get like a Drake May or Caleb Williams or someone at the top. One of those 2 would be ideal for me. I'm due for a franchise QB. Nice. I haven't watched yet, but I'm going to watch later tonight. (13-8) Raptors. And I hope that I get more Raptor games. Like I said, when you do so many Laker and Clipper games, it's like, I don't mind, but it's always nice to be able to sprinkle in some of those others, like the Kings, like I got a couple days ago, now the Raptors. So at least I get someone that I'm familiar with, and then get that other team that maybe I don't see too much of. So it's actually a pretty good matchup tonight. 13-8 Toronto. I'm going to go over the stat line here real quick, which is not very much since we just obviously fucking just started. Can't believe I have Russell Westbrook photos, even a trio photo. What the hell am I doing? Let's see here. Pascal Siakam with 4, Barnes with 4, with Scotty Barnes there. And then with the Clippers, they got a 2 guys with 4 as well, with Morris and Kawhi Leonard. So nothing out of Paul George yet, nothing out of Westbrook, but we'll see on how it all plays out. And then hopefully we get a lot of, thunder and lightning dunks with Siakam. Hopefully I get at least 1 more, 2 more, 3 more, 4 more tonight. Bank shot, no good. Fouled. Plumlee going to the line. $10. Let's get to a hundo. Appreciate you. 90 to go. Free throw is good. 13-9. Preston, he said, bro, my guy. Oh, that's not good. Oh, man. Fucking Sean Kemp, man. Thank you, Jameson. Thank you, Sarah. All the people that try to help us grow, throughout Twitter. If you have Twitter, like and retweet the live stream. We are live there for the whole show. They can do pretty much everything they can do here, except they can't comment and they can't donate. So it's just another way for people to spy and eventually, hopefully, get some of those people that watch on Twitter to come through and show some support here. 13-9 Raptors. I like Van Fleet. I like Siakam a lot. Scotty Barnes is kind of nice. Oh, stolen. And obviously PG, Kawhi, Westbrook, and obviously I'm not really a big PG guy. I like Kawhi a lot. That's a player that I enjoy, even though he's not as good as he used to be. But I'm not a real big Paul George guy, not a Westbrook guy. But it seems like the Clippers are always decent year in and year out, but they're lacking something. It's like they need a little bit more leadership. They need better players around Paul George and Kawhi. They just can't do it with them too. Like maybe a Kevin Durant type of player is what they would need, but obviously we know Phoenix is trying to win the championship with him there. But that would be the type of player that the Clippers would need to be able to go further. So there would be less pressure on PG because it just seems like he always chokes in the big moments. Oh, alley-oop. Ooh, no good. Foul call. Siakam. Van Fleet's a nice passer, too. You nice, boy. He's a good passer. Westbrook. First free throw is good. $14-9 Raptors. I like what I see from Toronto so far. Second free throw is good. 15-9 Toronto. 3:35 left in the first quarter. See if the Clippers can get any type of rhythm. That's their problem. Like, what are they? What's their identity? You know what I'm saying? If you just have PG do ISO all day, you're going to lose every game by fucking 20. Like Kawhi needs the ball in his hands, but he can't also be that guy that scores all the time. Right there was nice. What a flush by Kawhi. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a very good fit between him and Paul George. They're just two totally different types of players. And I don't think they really mesh well together. I think Kawhi can mesh with almost anybody, but I don't know. Paul George, he's a good player, but I just feel he's not consistent enough for me against big games and good opponents. Clipper ball. Kawhi, he's like, get off me. Look at this right here. Lefty, lefty. Yeah, right in your face, baby. That was nice. I see you, Kawhi. 15-11. They're going to need a healthy dose out of Kawhi, too, if they want to be able to win this. Kawhi's like, fuck Paul George. Like, Paul George don't even exist on the team. He takes all the shots. He's like, fuck it. I can't trust you. PG, I'll just do all the work. Van Fleet trying to take Nicholas Batum to flight school. Oh, shake and bake. Boucher, Bobby Boucher. 18-11 Raptors. And it ain't Bobby. It's Chris. Steal that. Get that. Push it. Right there. There we go. Yeah. Almost didn't get that reverse dunk, but he got it. Nice job. 20-11 Raptors. Kawhi at the top of the key, double pick and roll. He says, fuck it, I'm taking it myself. And he's going to the line. He's like, I don't need to pass to any of my teammates. Oh, hell no. Yeah, I would not want Carson Wentz even as the backup. No thanks. I'd rather go with Trask and just lose and then try to get my quarterback for the future the next year. Or if Trask actually ends up being good and somehow we get to 10 wins with him, then let's just roll with him. I don't want Wentz anywhere near my organization. He shouldn't even be in the NFL. He should be like in the XFL. That's facts. Or just go hunting and just go do something else. Next free throw is good. Hell Lord in the building. I saw that, bro. I did see that. How the hell did you do that? That was the first game and I was watching a little bit of it. That's a big win for you guys, especially with no Zion for a couple more weeks. Electric, baby. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Appreciate you. Bang, baby. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. $2 holla. Let me know what you want to see for a photo. You got someone specific you want to see? CM Punk for your wrestling? If you want to get a little bit of Pelicans there with anything you want, old school or new, old school Anthony Davis, or you want Zion, you let me know. I got you. Yes, we appreciate you very much, man. Big win for you guys. And then once obviously Zion gets back on the court, then you'll actually see what your team is going to fully look like. CJ's the man, dude. We love hearing him out here in the Northwest, and we were really sad to see him go. And, we got Anthony Simons now to kind of take the spot, but, CJ, McCollum was always, very special to us, and he'll never be a guy that will ever boo. He'll always be a guy that will support his whole career, class act guy, and that's, one of Dame's best friends. So 23-13. First free throw is good by Gordon. $12. Let's go. 88 to go. What do we got? Warriors and the Grizzlies. And then we got Knicks and the Kings. Ooh, Knicks Kings. I get to do Knicks Kings. Yes. I get to do the Knicks and the Kings. Yes. I haven't got a chance to do a Knicks game. So it's like I'm trying to be able to get as many of the teams. I want to try to do every team, at least once, before we get to the playoffs. So that way I can, some of the teams won't be playoff teams, I understand, but I just want to be able to get as much action in. If I'm going to do this, I want to be, full board. I want to be invested in it. So, like I said, there's not a whole lot going on at this point. World Baseball Classic, I think it's starting in 26 minutes. And then you'll have to be able to send me the notification, Sarah, Jameson, when we end up getting Dominican Republic or USA, because once those come on, I will do that over an NBA game. NBA games are, I'm trying to grow, you know what I mean? And we actually did pretty good yesterday. I think we hit 1,200. So, every once in a while you'll get recommended and you'll get a flood of people of 20 to 50. And, that's always nice, but if we can get some of those people to sub or donate or, come back. But we're getting more views on the NBA side than I think most people thought we would. Not as much of a saturated market as NFL, but I just have to be able to put myself in a position to, put myself in front of as many new people as possible to see what can stick. So otherwise, if we were just doing I drink beer, we talk NFL, then we're only going to be getting a couple hundred people, and that's probably it, so, and I still enjoy those types of streams as well, but 23-15 Raptors, 48 seconds left. But I don't really feel too overwhelmed because, like I said, basketball used to be my favorite as a kid, with the NBA, college hoops, and obviously with wrestling, back in the 80s and 90s. So, Van Fleet. Like I said, I really didn't stop really fully investing in the NBA until COVID. When COVID happened, then it was really hard for me to watch because the quality of basketball, nobody in the stands. It was just a really tough thing to watch. But I feel now with COVID being over, it's getting back to where it was. Still nowhere near being as fun to watch as the 80s and 90s. But, when you're having to, figure out filler content, when the NFL and college football season and wrestling, whatever event is going on, you got to be able to do as much as you can. So, of course, I could talk about the NFL every day, and that would be no problem. But, sometimes you got to be able to kind of branch out a little bit, show what you can do. Oh, Jameson's favorite player. Woo! And it's not Westbrook. 25-17 Raptors. Who's that? Who do the Lakers play next, Jameson? Who's next up on the schedule for them? 25-17 Toronto. 8 seconds to go. Van Fleet at the top of the key. Shoot. 3 is no good. End of the first quarter. Raptors 25, Clippers 17. Yeah, I can throw some CJ up for you if you want. Pizzle in the building. How are you? All right, let's get some CJ McCollum up here.
Anthony Davis. The brow. You know why? The sheets. Ooh, 8,000 brick came up back. See, AD needs his music, right? He's like, he wakes up and just drops it. Just like, boom.
Be interesting to see when Zion comes back. Hopefully he doesn't re-aggravate anything. That's the main thing. We want to make sure if he does come back that it's not too early. And if they do put him back too early, then he might be out for just like the whole year. CJ 3J, baby. What do we got here? Ooh. D-Book. What's good, Pizzle? Raptors Friday, then Knicks on Sunday. Oh, okay. 25-17, end of the first quarter. Let's take a quick look at what we got here. Let's take a look at Siakam. What do we got? Siakam, what you got? Still only at 4 points. What do we got? 2 for 5 shooting, so it could be a little bit better. Only 7 minutes logged. So he's got 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. So very well-rounded. Scotty Barnes with 4. Fred Van Fleet with 5. So at least he's trying to hold him down. So they got another Bobby Boucher, Chris Boucher with 5 off the bench as well. So how many guys? I got 1, 2, 3 guys with 5, 2 with 4. So pretty well-rounded for the Raptors. And then if we go over to the Clippers, it's not going too good. I mean, the only guy that's really doing anything is Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's got 9 at least. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 for 5 shooting in 12 minutes, but 0 with Paul George. That's, I mean, for a guy that's supposed to be like all-star player, he only took 1 shot. But, Kawhi's like, I don't give a fuck, right? And then Westbrook's at a 0, so we'll see what happens. Plumlee off the bench with 3. See what the rest of the defense in the game will allow, but I'm not necessarily, this is not a big 3, but maybe it is for them, but we'll see if they can improve. 2 out of the 3 have 0. Come on now. Let's go. Layup is good. Hell Lord with another 5er. Says he's getting reevaluated 2 weeks. Hopefully he's okay after hurting the ankle. Then I'm hoping that we can make the playoffs against Zion. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Let me know what you want to see. If you want me to throw some Zion up, I can do that. Appreciate you. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang. Appreciate you. Bang, bang. Thank you, brother. $5 holla from Hell Lord. We need it too. Appreciate you. Thank you. $17. Let's get to a hundo. 25-21 Raptors. Fadeaway is no good. Tipped up again. Plumlee with the rebound. James's favorite player, Russell Westbrook. Batum for three, air ball. Come on, baby. Gordon for three. Eric Gordon for three. Now we have a game. 25-24 Raptors. Spread the basketball. Come on now. Go pick and roll. Oh. Reached in. No foul call. Scotty Barnes. Nice pass. Boucher. Bobby Boucher. 27-24. Nice throw, Chris. He's athletic too. Boucher, 7 points, 2 for 2, 3 rebounds. Nice pump fake. Gordon for three again. No good. Boucher, come on, baby. Nice pass. They have some really good touch passes by the Raptors there. Batum with the rebound. Fast break. Stolen. Oh, rejected. Yeah. Westbrook didn't have anybody to help him out there, but that was a hell of a block by Westbrook. Okay. Alley-oop to Plumlee, and of course Plumlee fucks it up. He said, why? Okay, I will. That doesn't bother me as a Bucks fan. But when it's all said and done, right, more people are going to remember Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore. That's facts. Especially when you're the only player to be able to get 1,000 yards every year in his career. And with some of those, that was with Jameis. So as great as Marshawn Lattimore is, he's probably not going to be a Hall of Famer. Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer. So, they could have had some, matchups where Lattimore got the best of them. But when it's all said and done, more people are going to recognize Mike Evans and Lattimore. And that's not me being a Buck fan, being a hater. That's just a true fact. Evans is like entirely underrated. He still doesn't get enough credit for what he does. But I will give respect to Lattimore. I do like him. I would take him on Tampa. There's definitely some quality players on that defense. Cameron Jordan, Lattimore. I watch every game that you guys play, so I'm not fucking stupid. $29-25 Raptors. But I am excited to see what you guys do at running back and wide receiver. And, it'll be a challenge to compete with you guys again. But once we get our quarterback next year, then I feel that the rivalry will be back and, we can really go at each other, and the smack talk, and it'll be fun, where we don't really know who's going to win. But at this point, you definitely have an edge with having Carr there. You're definitely much better than the Bucks and the Panthers and Falcons, at least at this point. So, yeah, I know. It's all good, brother. $2 holla. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother. $2 holla. Thank you. We'll get some more Saint players up for you. Plus, it's always better when the Bucks and Saints are both good. When they're both good, no disrespect to the Panthers and Falcons. Like I said, I want them to be good. George, woo, with the flush. There we go. PG earning his paycheck. There we go. Nice flush. Nice job, PG. But, it's always better when the rivalry is good, when people are interested. Like, when you guys had your run of, with Breeze and you were the best team in the NFL in the regular season. And then the Bucks ended up getting Brady and Gronk and AB. It was exciting because, there was just a lot of smack talk. And we already knew the Saints were, very, very good in the regular season. But, and you beat us twice. But beating a team 3 times in a row is very difficult, especially with a team that's got legends like mine did that particular year. So usually when my teams are good, I go all the way. So, I mean, I've gone to the Super Bowl twice. I'm 2-0, and not very many teams can say that. It's like us and the Baltimore Ravens. Same type of thing. It's like when our teams are good, you're not going to beat it. You're not going to beat. It's like usually that defense is just way too good to compete with whoever it is. But I don't see Tampa being any good for a while. Like it's probably going to be 5-10 years before we're relevant again. I hope. Maybe longer. Who knows? Not everyone's getting younger, Sarah with $1. We're at 20. Appreciate you. Thank you. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. $1. Let me know what you want to see for a photo. Hell Lord with another $5. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've always said, dude, like I even, would tweet DeMario saying, as a Bucs fan, I think you're the most underrated linebacker in the whole entire NFL. And I think that's true. I mean, between him and Levante David, I felt that those were the two that were the most underrated. Then Levante got the Super Bowl win, and some people started to give him a little bit of love. But the guy that doesn't get any love ever, and I don't know if it's just the, Saints fans, because they rub people the wrong way. So it's one thing to be biased, and it's one thing to kind of be a shit-talking organization of fans, right? Like every organization is going to have fans that are passionate, right? But one thing is if you like the Saints, you don't like the Saints, you can't hate on greatness. And I feel that he's been like the man for every year that he's been. And the crazy thing is, if you go back and look at his career and you remember him, he used to be on the Browns and the Jets. Thank God for the Saints rescued him and got him out of there. Otherwise, we probably would never even know who he is. He would just be DeMario Davis, just another guy on the Browns or another guy on the Jets that no one fucking knows. But at least he's on the Saints, and he's a leader. He's athletic, sideline to sideline. And, I think he's great. And I'm a Bucs fan saying that. You're not really going to get too many people recognizing that, but that's also why I can connect with the Saints fan base, even though they hate everyone and their mama. They hate everyone. The Saints fans hate the Bucs. Saints fans hate the Panthers. Saints fans hate the Falcons. Saints fans hate Saints fans. I mean, that's how it goes. Have you ever been into a team chat before? Somewhere on a YouTube or Twitch or Instagram or Facebook or any social media? It is toxic, especially if you're fighting with your own like fans. Like, you guys are representing the same team and you're going at each other like you're strangers or something, like you're rooting against the rival. That's facts. And that too. And I do think Mike Evans is extremely underrated, but yeah, I agree. We'll throw a DeMario up there for you. But check it out. Most people, even Saints fans, don't even remember DeMario on the Jets and Browns. I do. So it's very cool to be able to see a guy that never really got a look, never really got love. And even when he's been on the Saints as more of a high profile team, he still doesn't get the love. And that's why these all pros and Pro Bowls is a bunch of bullshit. It's, a popularity contest, and they never give the awards to the right people ever. So I do agree with you there. And I do like DeMario. And DeMario was cool enough that he even responded, back to my tweet. It's like, you already know, like for him, you know what I mean? You could already tell certain players on the Saints absolutely fucking hate the Buccaneers, like Cameron Jordan. Like, he'll never give credit no matter what. So for DeMario to interact with me, I thought that was pretty cool. And I wasn't saying it to like kiss up or anything. I'm a Buck fan. I don't need to kiss up to him, but I just wanted to let him know that I'm not the only one that thinks that. I thought that, that's something that he needs to hear. And I know he thinks in his own head that he's one of the best, but to be able to hear it from a rival fan base, I mean, that's got to make you feel good. You're like, damn, this guy doesn't even like the team, but he's, recognizes how good I am. And I'm always going to root for that guy. You know what I mean? And I always try to picture in my head, yeah, he's getting older, but would I want DeMario Davis on my team? And if the answer is yes on those players, then it's easier for me to recognize the greatness. So 100%, I agree. Some Kobe for Jameson. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, well, the true rivals are the Panthers and the Buccaneers. That's how it was with Jake Delhomme. That's when it was Steve Smith, Mushin Muhammad. When you had your squad, it was Panthers, Bucks, and then Falcons, Saints. But then as, every team got kind of shittier, Saints got better. And then it became Saints Buccaneers because both of our teams were good and the other two teams have been kind of struggling. But I think the natural rivalry is more Panthers Bucks, but I guess it just depends on, you have to have success. And so now we're at a point where everyone's bad, but now the Saints with Carr look like they're the front runner to win the division for the next couple of years until we figure out our quarterback situation for the other three teams, Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, and then we can kind of go from there, I appreciate that tremendously, dude. Thank you, man. Like I said, sometimes it's a little tough. And so when we get new people or people that used to watch back in the day, even every little dollar, $2, $5, it means a lot. So I really do appreciate you, man. I'm going to get you a Zion here before you go. I know you're about to dip, but let me actually see if I can get you at least one more Lattimore before you dip here. Yeah, I can get a nice little action shot. He says, I got to go to work. Well, I got a photo to get. I got to get you a crispy. I got to get you a crispy, even if you already dipped. One more crispy photo. Appreciate you, bro. 135. All right, this one right here. 31-27. Raptors. Appreciate you, bro. And that's what we need, just being able to get new people. We need to be able to get new people and to be able to have new people come in and vibe. And hell, Lord, it fits in perfectly. You know what I mean? It's just being able to grind it out and do NASCAR and baseball and World Baseball Classic, XFL, USFL, NBA, college hoops, March Madness. We have to be able to find other people, that used to watch the channel or just try to get more content out there to grab more people. That's just the facts, because certain markets are just so oversaturated. It's like almost fucking impossible. So beefy. I never want to argue with you, bro. I'm just always going to look out for you. But I told you, bro, I mean, I don't get to this point with where I'm at with all the reading and film. I mean, I'm not going to be right all the time. I'm going to be wrong sometimes too, but I'm good, man. I'm good. $5 holla beefy in the building. I told you, man. And like I said, it always is a team thing. It can't just be the mystique, of Brady. And if you go back and like I said, when you went back and looked, we were the worst team that was in the playoffs. Even the Ravens were a better team than us at that point. And if you watch the season, I mean, nothing really made me think that we could even do anything. You know what I mean? At that point, I mean, we didn't really deserve it. We weren't the same team as we were the couple years before. Shows you how important O-line is, running game is, defense is, and obviously, Brady not being the same quarterback, the divorce and everything else that was going on, it was just way too much to overcome. So, but we'll see what we get with Kyle Trask, and then maybe we'll tank and we can get Caleb Williams from USC or Drake May from North Carolina. And if we get Drake May from North Carolina, we have a horrible year next year, win 4 or 5 games, get the quarterback of the future for the next 10 years. I'll be totally cool with that. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Trask ends up being better than we think, but definitely we're going to be looking at a quarterback here in the next few years, and hopefully we can get one, a solid piece at that point. So my boy Beefy, what's good, bro? People are leaving in droves. I don't know. I think a lot of people aren't necessarily, maybe they're leaving Portland, but they're not necessarily leaving Oregon. Like I said, it's beautiful here, man. It just depends. I mean, you're going to have kind of like the places that are a little sketch, Portland, Gresham, and then you get the rich people, Lake Oswego, Westland, you know what I mean? But there's still a lot of people, Tualatin, Tigard, Beaverton, Aloha, suburb area, that people are going to go to. And there's also Eastern Oregon, Southern Oregon. So I don't know, man, like, I could see people wanting to get out of Portland, you know what I mean? Or Gresham. But other than that, I think that, the people that want to go to California or go to Washington or go somewhere else, that's fine. But I mean, I don't think I could live anywhere else, bro. I just, based off just the trees and the nature and, being outside, I don't know if I would be able to do that. No, those are the best Color Rush uniforms in the NFL. And I'm a Buccaneer fan. Like I said, there's a lot of Color Rush uniforms that I like, you know what I mean? But by far, those are the best. I feel those in the Raiders, the Josh Jacobs ones, they have white with the silver. Right? That one is fire. And then they also have the white with the gold, yours. That, to me, is the best one. Those are the two that pop the most. $5 holla, beefy. beefy, 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 beefy. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. $5 holla. Hellord said, I got to go to work. Never mind. Fuck that. I'm just going to keep donating money to this guy. This is my dude. He said, fuck work. I'm going to keep donating. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Who needs work? Not Hellord. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Yes. They are nice. See if I can find that photo, and then let me know what you want, Beefy. Man, it's like right here. Hold up. Yeah, those are clean, dude. 38-36 Raptors. Corner 3 is good. Scotty Barnes. Icy. Ooh, Paul George for 3. Nick Nurse with the timeout. Right here. All right, so when you look at the gold, right, this one, these are two, but like to me, the cleanest. This, you could argue this might be the cleanest one. You don't have to be a Raider fan, but that's just a clean look. White jersey, black numbers, and then you got the silver inside the black. That's clean. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. That is a very nice looking jersey. And then you get the kind of the gold version. This one's got the little black and gold, and then the gold inside. Very clean. Icy white. And then you got the two colors that pop the most right there. Those are the two best in my opinion, and it's not even close. There's others, but that's my opinion. Hellord, $2 holla, bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Color Rush, man. Yes, thank you so much, man. 32, let's get to a hundo. Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to have that in every state, though. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have that in every state. You know that. He said, I don't clock in until 10. He said, I was going to go, but my boy, appreciate you. I did see that they are closing a couple locations. Yeah, 2 of them, I think, in the Portland area. I don't really go to Walmart that much, though. They have one in like Sherwood, that's not too far, that I can, go to. But I mean, every once in a while, I'll look at stuff like TVs or, like the studio here, like for the TV. And I'm always looking to see but I got a Target that's right next there, and Target's usually pretty good prices too. Sometimes Walmart will be even lower, but I don't know. I've never really been a Walmart type of person. I don't I don't care. Like some people are like, oh, you go to Walmart. Like, dude, if I can save money, you know what I mean? Like, instead of going to Fred Meyer or Target, and I go to Walmart and I can save like $20, why the fuck wouldn't I do that? Unless you're just lazy and you don't want to go there. But I'm going to go wherever the best deal is. But yeah, so that's not going to really affect me too much. But I imagine there's quite a few people that, now they're going to be like, fuck Costco, Winco. They're going to have to start looking at some of these other jobs, the Fred Meyers, the Targets, because there's going to be a lot of people looking for new work. That's for sure. So. Yeah, man. I just try to come up with original content and Yeah, and like I said, most people would just hate to do the rival team, but I like to be able to kind of communicate and have a common ground with every fan base. So if I treat every fan base as my own and every team as my own, then I'll be able to connect with those people. So if I meet someone that's like incredibly overly biased, you know what I mean, that I can kind of connect and we can kind of go over what players and what's going on and kind of give a different perspective. And it's always one of those things too. It's like you never want to be too much overly of a hater towards a player, especially a rival, because you never know, a couple years down the road, that might be a guy that you have to cheer for on your team. Especially, it doesn't happen to every single team, but there are instances of that, especially with the Eagles and Redskins and football team with Donovan McNabb and a few of their other players, Carson Wentz as well. Fuck that guy. He sucks. He's terrible. And then a few years later, that's your guy. So we're knotted up at 41. Good first half. Very entertaining here. Corner 3 is no good. Rebound by the Clippers. We got Russell Westbrook. See what he can do. Top of the key. When the ball goes to Kawhi, it disappears. Kawhi. Oh, with the left and the flush. Wow, electric. All right, Kawhi. My goodness. 43-41. Van Fleet. Bang, baby. All right, Fred. 44-43, Raptors. Yeah, he's kind of good. Yeah, he's very good with the left, as we see. Oh, big flush. Zubats. $45-44 Clippers. Oh, nice pass. Is that Westbrook with the foul? Westbrook complaining. He said, no, no, no. Let's get a Kobe here for Jameson. And Beefy, anything you want to see? Van Fleet. Woo! Okay, Fred. Let's go. 47-45. Van Fleet 3 for 5 from deep. And a foul. My goodness. And Kobe. Got a couple Kobe photos here. $47-45 Raptors, minute 5 left before we get into halftime. God, I miss Kobe. You know what I mean? Being a Blazer fan, we just did not get along with the Lakers or any of the Shaq, Kobe, anything in the past history, man. But, just what his presence was. And I mean, he's just rolling over in the grave right now, just looking at the All-Star festivities and how horrible. I mean, we're just like the NBA game is not being represented the right way. I mean, that's a reason probably why they're not as popular as they could be, too. And then we got, is a World Baseball Classic, did that just start? It's not Dominican or USA, so it's like Korea and like Australia or something. So not that exciting. I need to be able to see like Julio or Trey Turner. Like I need to see like Major League Baseball. And they have players that are sprinkled in on a lot of these teams, but I need to see like a full team. So USA, Dominican, that's pretty much it. So. Okay. Air ball. What was that? 10 turnovers by the Clippers. Booty. Van Fleet from deep. He thought it was Dame right there, Steph Curry. Paul George to Kawhi in the corner. Kawhi for 3. Dude, Paul George is just like a guy that I don't know if he lost his confidence or whatnot, but he's like, he used to be the guy that would, be the man. But ever since Kawhi came, he's like, nope, I'm the man. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to shoot. I don't even need to pass to you anymore. I'll try to get you some Dame Dollar. Some Dame Dollar. Matt in the building. What to do? Stolen. We're knotted up at 49. Shoot it. Oh, Zubats. Did he get it before the clock went out? Oh, that was close. He dunked it right at halftime. I think that might have not counted. Oh, shit. No good. Oh. What a good first half. Almost. Someone should have shot that before it got to that point, but 49-49, we're tied up at halftime. Oh, just barely. Just barely. What's good, bro? Yeah, I'm a defensive guy, so even though when we had Brady and, Gronk and AB, it's like I'm more of a, Devin White, Levante David, that type of person. Vita Vea, Antoine Winfield Jr. I mean, I like defense. Defense and O-line. No disrespect to quarterback, running back, wide receivers, or tight ends. I mean, of course, Evans and Godwin and, all the rest. But, yeah, it's definitely time to rebuild. It's going to be a long time before Tampa's good again, more than likely. Raptors and Clippers all even at 49. All right, let's see if we can get some Dame Dollar.
Guarantee and a free Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus.
Switch to T-Mobile and get a free Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus with no trade-in required.
Wow, it's been 38.
Yeah, the 60 point game. I went to that game, and then the one was 71. My boy Preston went to both of those, so he saw both, which was pretty cool to be able to see. Dame go off. I mean, he's been on a fucking tear.
Saturday prime time, plus Warriors on ABC. The new 2023 GMC Sierra AT4X is equipped to conquer the great outdoors. Or the great indoors. Welcome to the peak of premium off-roading. Or gain 2.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on turbo high-output engine Sierra light-duty elevation models.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
Sick. Oh, yeah.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Monica Andrews here with Monica McNutt. Let's check in on the Cavaliers versus the Heat, Monica.
Darius Garland. I asked him for 3 words to describe the squad. He said young, fun, and lit. You see it there.
Well, how about one word? Winners. The Cavaliers win 104-100. More highlights coming up in 60 seconds.
All right, just deleting some of these other photos. Take a quick look at the stat line here real quick. It's been electric, 49-49. Pascal Siakam, what do we got here? Siakam's got 19 minutes log, 6 for 10, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. So pretty well-rounded first half for him. And then Anunoby, Scotty Barnes with 7 each. And then we got Fred Van Fleet. He's got 11 points as well. 11 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 3 rebounds. Very well-rounded, 3 for 7 from the field, 3 for 8 from deep. And anything on the bench? We got Bobby Boucher, Chris Boucher, with 9 on the bench. And then let's flip over to the Clippers. Paul George, not very good. 2 for 6, 17 minutes log, 7 points, 1 assist, 1 steal, no rebounds. Kawhi Leonard, it's pretty much all Kawhi because he doesn't pass to anybody else. Only has 8 shots logged, but he's 6 for 8, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. I mean, he's pretty much the team. And then what do we got with Westbrook? Has Westbrook even got anything yet? Let's look at Russ. This is Jameson's favorite player. 1 for 4, 0 for 2 from deep. And he's got 2 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. What a stat line. What a stat line. Tremendous. Only one good player out of those 3. Shep in the building. How are you, bro? There's so many people that are so stupid, dude. They just, it's all about clicks and saying shit. Some people try to make things about race, but it just, I don't know, man. That's why a lot of the people that are on TV are just bozos, dude. It's just like, I can't even watch a lot of the programs that I used to enjoy watching because everyone is just so fucking fake, dude. Like, I can't do it, unless you just like watching fake shit all day, but not me. I mean, it should be Jordan Love. If Rodgers wants to go to the Jets or some other team, that's fine. But he's at the end of his career. He doesn't have, I don't think, really too much left. I mean, if he went to the Jets, they still have problems with the O-line and the defense. Yeah, Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, that would be fun to be able to see. And you might be able to get past Miami, but, what are they going to cap out at, the Jets? 10 wins with Rodgers? I don't know if you'd be able to get 11 or 12 or 13. I don't think so. So it's like if you had Rodgers and the Jets, what do you get to the playoffs and lose in the first round? Because that's probably what would happen, unless he got hurt or something happened, and then you bring in Rodgers with all this JETS Jets hype, and then something happens with other injuries, and then you end up winning 7 or 8 games. That could be possible too. So I don't know. I mean, it's up to him. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if the Packers, probably would take him back. I guess you know what I mean. If they could get him. If he wants to be back, and they got Jordan Love there, and they have to be able to see what they have there also. But I don't know. I'm not really a big Rodgers guy. I could really care less. Oh, that's good. The Dominican team? How did it go? Did they play a lot of the same players that normally would play, or was it like backups as far as the Dominican? Oh, wow. The rim is dented? Oh, no. That's crazy. Dable got the most out of him, and the Giants actually were relevant this year. Saquon was healthy. He was a quarterback that most people that think is terrible, but he can actually run. He actually was one of the better runners at quarterback this season. I mean, I play fantasy football, and I follow everyone in the league. So I think the perception of him is he sucks. Is he worth that much money? Probably not. But, I mean, is there any other quarterback that you would want to be able to get over him in this year's draft? Not Richardson or like Levis, and you're not getting Bryce Young or CJ. So you might as well just sign him and then try to improve the team with the draft. And then after a couple of years, you can decide, if you want to still have him and reevaluate. But, that's also due to the cap going up every year. So you're going to start seeing 50, 60 million a year, contracts. But just because you pay a guy a lot of money, like the top 4 or 5 that are paid the most of those guys didn't even make the playoffs. So it's like you get guys like Deshaun Watson and Kyler who are, overrated. they get paid a lot, but they're not as good as, what they're getting paid. So what's good, man? Just trying to stay positive, trying to keep my mental health, on a positive note. It's been a struggle. You know what I mean? You definitely stepped up for us last month, and we're pacing probably for, compared to what we had for last month, or the last 3 months we're pacing for the worst 3 we've ever had, and this month especially could be like the worst, where hopefully I don't have to go like look for a job. That's how serious it is. So I'm hoping that we can get some support, so that way that doesn't happen and I can just continue to do this full time and do my dream. But, when you get to a point where, you're not even really getting enough for like rent and bills, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to keep grinding and hopefully we can at least get the bare minimum. So that way I can at least just get rent and bills paid and then I can continue to do this. So, but other than that, I've been spending a lot of time with Paisley. I've been trying to grind it out and, just hoping and praying that we can get the right people to come through and hopefully we can grow, get some new goats and have some of the goats that haven't been here come back, and hopefully we can get back on track. So Skinner in the building. How are you? What's good, brother? Yeah, well, Sean Payton ain't gonna put up with any of the bullshit. So I mean, it wouldn't really surprise me if he even benches him at some point. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be able to put the best guy in, and you can say politics and political and having this guy, but I mean, it's gonna be Sean Payton's team, not Russell Wilson's team, and that's actually good for Denver. No problem, man. I wish I could get you some more. Had to get you the Houston, had to get you the Paul George one with but like I said, some of them, there's not a lot, there's some, but a lot of them aren't going to be full screen, unfortunately. So much love. $32. Let's get to a hundo. Yeah, we talked about that. I know. And that's Preston's favorite guy. Out of everyone, that's like his number one guy. He's got like Sean Kemp Blazer jersey, Sean Kemp Sonic jersey. He's got all the Sean Kemp shoes. Like he's got Sean Kemp Mitchell and Ness All-Star jersey. He's got everything. And I actually sent him the message and I was like, bro, it's like, because we already know he already had like 15 kids with 14 baby mamas. And then he got incredibly overweight when he went to the Cleveland. And then after he stopped playing and then, trying to support the Kraken and these other Seattle sports with like GP Gary Payton. And then now this, not a good look, for the Sonics former player. And obviously Sean Kemp. So yeah. And it happened in Tacoma, which isn't too far from here, about an hour and a half. So yeah, pretty wild.
Brand new Samsung Galaxy S23.
What about this?
AT&T deal is that
Yeah.
everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy S23 with a Galaxy phone ribbon any year.
Yeah, no problem. I know you always do what you can do. It's just kind of, it makes me nervous though. It's like, most people, when they have rent, it depends on what your rent is going to be, so some people are paying, $500 if they have roommates or $700 or $800, you know what I mean? And then people have like cell phone and internet and TV, so it's like, I don't really need, a whole lot to be able to make shit work. I probably around a G, probably, 1,000, for like everything to kind of get in order, and anything above and beyond, then, that's going to be like, food and everything else. But, when you're looking at the numbers and, you're either at less than a couple $100 and you're already a good chunk of the month in, it definitely doesn't make you feel good. I just try not to get depressed about it and everything. So, just try to, keep positive, do a lot of walks, and then just hope the right people come through. And also it doesn't help when we used to have like maybe, 8, 9, 10 goats that would kind of come through regularly. And now we're, sometimes we don't even get many to come through. Sometimes we'll have a show and we won't even have one, so it sucks sometimes, you know what I mean? To be able to have that type of support and then, to go from, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to like 0 or like 1, it makes you feel shitty. So, but, as long as I try to keep positive, I know things can get better. So, nothing is guaranteed, but It just sucks when you work so hard, and I've been grinding on this thing for so long. It's like I don't need to be rich. I'm not, they're not helping me grow. I'm not able to really grow properly. I'm putting in all the work that I can. You know what I mean? It's just I just want to be able to try to continue to do the dream and do what I want to do. So I mean, I didn't work this hard. We're already doing this 11 years. Took 10 years to go full time. I don't want to have to go fucking backwards, but it is what it is. So
I'm very happy. Just, first, I want to throw it in a row. You got it. You got it, good fella.
a lot of the regular guys played. Oh, okay.
I have my chances. I'll take this. Go fast. Let it stop. We got
Oh, wow.
Yeah, push it.
Yeah, and then they also raised our rent. So and then on top of that, I think I think there was like 120 more. So yeah, and I'm a numbers guy, and sometimes that's not a good thing, being a numbers guy and analytics and numbers, and you're just trying to kind of look at how things are going, and it's cool that we're able to get a little bit more views and through like the NBA stuff. So we're able to increase on that end, but I guess it really depends. I mean, is it more about trying to be able to survive or trying to be able to grow and whatnot, or a little bit of both,
Transition big plays at the rim and at the three-point line and then in the half-court set. Fake pass over the top of Westbrook. The defense reacts, and he reacts to their reaction.
Oh, I bet.
Get to the cup and finish it. Stellar first half. He's the only quarter in double figures. Meanwhile,
All right, we're started the third quarter. We're knotted up at 49. 11:50 left in the third quarter. Let's see if they just ran him over. Westbrook on the ground. Oh, Zubats with the dunk. Oh, man. I watched it. That shit was over in the first quarter. You guys beat the brakes off of us, but you guys were like lost 3 in a row, so you guys were pissed. So I already knew that was going to happen. Even with Nurk being back, I mean, you guys are just, too much Celtics, and at home. I already knew that one was going to be ugly. When I messaged my friend Justin, I said, "Are we going to lose by 30 tonight?" And we weren't joking. We try to be realistic about it. You know what I mean? We already knew that it was going to be probably a 15 to 30 point loss. Unless, craziness happened where Dame put up, like a 40, 50, 60 point game and we got some other people to step up. But sometimes you just know. You just look at the matchup. You've seen what has happened to your team or maybe the other team, and you just know that you're going to be in for a hurting. And that pretty much what Portland got is a beatdown. I think Draymond would help, to make us tougher, and then Embiid. If I had 2 players that I would want to bring over, I would probably say Embiid and Draymond, because obviously Draymond would give that toughness that we needed, that experience, and then Embiid would be good to have a big guy down low. We need toughness and we need defense. And then also getting guys, like if we could end up getting like a Donovan Mitchell or a Pascal Siakam, like that type of, like that other guy that can score like 20, 25 and not have to worry about Anthony Simons being that guy, like having another guy, another superstar with Dame, like legitimate, So you're going to need like 3 or 4 now, especially in the West. Layup is good. Russell Westbrook, Jameson's favorite. 53-51 Clippers. Van Fleet. Woo! Whoa, baby. Damn, Fred. Fred with that high arcing shot. Nice. I see you, Fred. 53-53. We're knotted up. Paul George is like, I need to score some points. It's like, what am I even doing out here? It's like he almost hates the NBA, it feels like. He like doesn't even enjoy it anymore. He used to be the man, and now it's like, oh, I barely even do anything anymore. Guy's taking 6 shots. This is Paul George. 7 points? I don't know. Weird. Yeah, but also nobody wants to come to Portland, because of the nightlife stuff. You know what I mean? It's if they have a chance to go to like LA or somewhere else. You know what I mean? But if you're an outdoorsy type of person, but how many NBA players are outdoorsy? You know what I mean? I imagine some of them are, you know what I mean, that would appreciate what we have out here in the Pacific Northwest and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, Dame is loyal, but I'm not really a Chauncey Billups guy either. But, how many great coaches are there in the NBA nowadays, really? We need a lot. Bench needs a lot of work. And we need to be able to get some superstars to pair up with Dame to have a run. And even if we ended up getting guys like, like let's say Embiid and Draymond, like we finally made like that work. That's still no guarantee you're going to win it all or even get to the West Finals. It would give us a hell of a lot better of a chance. You know what I'm saying? But you know how competitive the West is. And then the East, it's Boston, it's Milwaukee, it's the Sixers, and that's it. And then you got teams like Cleveland that, with Mitchell, if he goes off, that they have a shot to do some damage. But I mean, pretty much it feels like to me that it's going to be a Celtics or Bucks championship year this year. Even if the Suns get there with KD or Denver with the Joker, I only think that, Denver would probably only win 2 games. Maybe Phoenix could force 7, just because of Durant. But most of the teams there would be probably only winning 1 or 2 games against Boston or Milwaukee. Denver could win 2. Suns can win 2, possibly 3. Westbrook for 3. Paisley, woof, woof, woof. Paisley, I hear you woofing. Yeah, but also, too, it might not be the best thing also for players, to come because we're so laid back here with everything. It's like we got dispensaries, we got breweries, we got wineries, the most strip clubs per capita, and like everything that, that is here is more laid back. So I don't know. I guess if you have NBA players that have addictive personalities, probably wouldn't be the best place for an NBA player here. You could definitely get yourself caught up. I mean, you can get yourself caught up in other places too, but I mean, there's a lot of things that you can go do here. Yeah, we're not bringing back CJ, though. Not for that money. There's a dunk. Plus, that's good for him to go to the Pelicans and try to build that brand. So, and they have Anthony Simons. That's going to be cheaper. That's the main reason that we got rid of CJ, because of the money. Couldn't afford him after that point. But, yeah, Steven Adams, we just need toughness. Toughness and rebounding. Was like we've never been a good defensive team. Westbrook. 58-57 Clippers. Zubats. 60-57 Clippers. Gary Bryant. Fadeaway. No good. Nice. Kawhi with the flush. Sean Kemp booked on felony drive-by shooting charge. No injuries were reported. One of the cars fled the scene. A gun was recovered. Kemp, 53, booked on felony drive-by shooting charge. 6-time NBA All-Star, 14 seasons in the league. 8 with the Sonics. 17th overall in 1989.
she likes playing golf. It's expensive. We're outlawing golf. Wait, that's the point.
Since we work within power, we don't have to.
Yeah, but it's been a long time. You know what I mean? It's 2023. Yeah, it's been a long time. Well, Ruben Patterson, Kobe Stopper. Yeah, but but at that point, it's also who else that we had. Like if you go back, Brian Grant, Rasheed Wallace, Sabonis, Steve Smith, all those guys, Scottie Pippen, Detlef Schrempf, when we actually had those veteran guys and we believed in each other and you had accountability. But it's like we haven't really had a team that had that kind of toughness, and Rasheed was kind of the guy, to be able to show that toughness too, and we don't have that. So
Some like beers taste half empty. Alex is filled with gold.
115-93. God, that Celtics game was disgusting.
Modelo Oro.
I wish that was going to be a little bit closer, but as soon as I came back from walking Paisley for an hour and we were down by 11, and I messaged him, I was like, how's it going? And then it's in the matter of just like me taking off my shoes and drinking some water and just trying to, get hydrated and, get Paisley food. I sat down, and right when I got there, it was like Blazers were down by 11, and then all of a sudden a few minutes passed. Then we were down by like 23. I'm like, oh, fuck, the game's already over. And it was. So
And a shit tackle box. Now that's deep fishing. Why y'all enjoy seafood they go up? Get them before they're gone.
62-57 Clippers. Yeah. But like I said, it feels like to me Celtics or Bucks. If the Suns get there, we got to be able to see the chemistry, and then you got the Grizzlies with Ja Morant, but I feel they're too kind of ball hoggish with Ja. I think the Kings are a better team than the Grizzlies. I know it would be probably difficult for them to, get people to buy in, but if you actually watch the Kings, they're a better team than the Grizzlies. So, but I just don't know if the Kings would be good enough to beat Denver if they were able to get to the Western Conference Finals, or obviously Phoenix has got to be probably the team to beat with Denver right now. Maybe Memphis slides, Phoenix goes up, and Sacramento keeps staying at that 3 spot. And I'm super impressed with them. Like I said, I've seen Denver play. I've seen Memphis play with Ja. I've seen, all the teams play. I haven't got to see too much of Kevin Durant with the Suns yet, but Sacramento is funner to watch than Denver or the Grizzlies. They play harder for each other. Actually, they're number 2 now. So you got Denver, Sacramento, Memphis, Phoenix, Golden State, Minnesota, Dallas, Clippers, and then you got Lakers, New Orleans, Oklahoma City, Portland, and Utah. But Denver can win a couple. Sacramento, I like. Memphis, not so much. Phoenix, Golden State has injuries. So, really, it's like maybe a 3-team race. Denver, Sacramento, and maybe Phoenix. Because I really think Sacramento is better than the Grizzlies. Yes, they have Ja Morant, but other than that, I like the rest of the roster. Sacramento's got better players, player for player. Sacramento's got 7 guys that can get 12 points or more. Fucking Memphis Grizzlies fucking don't. Zubats with the dunk. 64-57 Clippers. Zubats. 13 points, 6 for 7, 4 boards. Van Fleet says enough of this shit. It's like you need to give the ball to Siakam or Van Fleet, and that's pretty much it. Stolen. Outlet. And they have no answer for Kawhi Leonard. Scotty Barnes with the foul. No, they didn't have enough information, I think, to suspend him, though, for having it on the plane, besides the Instagram thing. So he's already getting ripped into by the media for being a private school type of person, trying to be this wannabe gangster type thing. He's just got some bad friends that aren't helping him out. It's like, it's cool if you have hood friends and you got friends that that you're taking care of. But just because your hood friends are being hood, you can't be that way if you're one of the faces of the NBA. It's like you have to realize kids are looking at you. It's like, but again, all the shit that happened, he probably wasn't sober. You know what I mean? I find it hard to believe he would be sober and you're just doing all that shit, but you never know. He's a great player, but definitely his name has been running the mud a little bit. And especially when you're seeing all the other brothers from all the different eras of sports that are like trying to reach out to him, basketball, baseball, football, telling him that he's being an idiot. You know what I mean? So, but sometimes these guys are just going to do whatever the hell they want to do. And they're not going to listen to anybody. I mean, unless you get suspended for 50 games, then you have to listen, right? But this distraction is not good for Memphis, and they're not good enough to win it all. They're not even good enough, I don't know, if to make the Western Conference Finals. Honestly, now you have Phoenix and Denver. That's got to be your two favorites. And hell, I like Sacramento over Memphis too. So those are the three that I like the most.
Toronto had an early 10-point lead in the first half. Right now, a 5-point advantage for the Clippers.
Yeah, I think he's had a couple different instances with stuff. Verbal and other threats. Verbal, physical threats. 65-60 Clippers. They've been in control of this game. It's been pretty much all Kawhi. Paul George for three. Nice job, PG. Paul George with 13. Slow start for him, but at least he's at 13 now. Siakam. Come on, baby. I love me some Siakam. Come to Portland, dude. He's the man. Yeah. Come on, baby. Kawhi. PG. Pick and roll. PG's like, fuck this. I'm taking it. Paul George to 15 points. And a foul. Van Fleet is fouled. 70-62 Clippers. Yeah, but like, with like Desmond Bane and Brooks, I mean, they just don't really seem like, if Jaw is out, right, or if when he's in the game, he just kind of ball hogs it. I don't really see a lot of like spreading the floor, him getting other people involved. It's pretty much just Jaw isolation, and you're not going to be able to win championships that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, as good as Ja Morant is, you're going to have to get the other teammates involved. And I'm not really that impressed with the role players that Memphis has. Honestly, I don't think they're very good. I mean, I think some of the guys get lucky from time to time. You know what I mean? But I think there's other teams that like Sabonis and Huerter. If you go look at Sacramento's team, Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox, that's a fucking team. That's a team that's underrated that actually plays like a team. Memphis has just got Ja Morant. You know what I mean? They got other guys that step up from time to time, but not consistently. They're not really built like a team. It's just like, it's a Ja Morant show. It's like Ja isolation. Everyone get the fuck out of the way. And then if he misses, get the rebound and put it back in. Siakam, and one, baby. Let's go. Yeah, baby. Electric, baby. Siakam. Siakam, come to Portland, baby. I mean, I wish I could build the roster. And I wouldn't have to get like the biggest guys. I would just want, the players that I know that are going to put effort, like Reeves on the Lakers, Vanderbilt on the Lakers, Giddey, from the Thunder. Give me guys like that. Put those guys on Portland. You know what I mean? Then we can actually have something. But sometimes it's not necessarily the best player on the team, but it's like those spark guys, the energy guys, the rebound defenders, or those guys that give you that spark off the bench, or you could put them in the lineup. I mean, I've watched enough games doing these NBA games every night. I can already tell who the underrated role players are in this league. That's facts. He's not as consistent for me, though. You know what I mean? Like, some games I see him do good. Other games he puts up 2 points. That's unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like, even especially if Ja is out. I mean, you got to have other guys step up, but I mean, obviously, when we saw him, in the playoffs, you remember some of the games. But as far as like what I've seen, it's either like kind of a hit or miss. I want a little bit more consistency, But it definitely shows you like most teams' benches in the NBA are absolute trash. Like I've already gone through and, I'm doing these games pretty much every day. I'm looking at all the stats and I'm looking at the benches. And when you look at the benches, I mean, it's very hard pressed to find a team that's got more than 3 guys that contribute on a regular basis. A lot of times it's 1 or 2 guys and then a couple other guys that are like so-so, but it's very rare that you see a team that's got, 3 or 4 solid pieces on the bench with their starters. I mean, you're talking about a very limited amount of teams that have that type of depth. And if you have that type of depth, sometimes that's what's going to propel you to go further in the playoffs. People getting in foul trouble, but just having spark and energy guys off the bench when your starting 5 gets a little cold. So, but most of these benches that I'm looking at are just trash. They're not good. Not a lot of production. It's like, goddamn, you got like 8 guys on the bench or 7, and like you got one of them that's good. One guy that's good or 2, and then what about the rest? It's like wasted space. Yeah, you say that now, but if somehow that the Lakers ended up making the playoffs, and if they went against the Kings, you guys would lose. The Kings would win. Lakers are good, and I like what they've done on the bench with what they got, but they're the better team right now, and they could surprise people. Hell, we could end up getting Sacramento in the Western Conference Finals this year. I mean, we have to see them win a round first, but based on what I saw and with their roster, they are probably the team that is the most like youngest, most athletic, and they're the most unselfish, and they actually spread the basketball around. They're a fun team to watch. I actually really hope I get more Sacramento games to do. I hope they go on a deep run. I think it would be awesome to be able to see like those guys get the recognition that they deserve. Plus, it was just a few games back where we saw Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox put up like 40, 45 apiece. And sometimes Malik Monk only gets like 5 to 8 minutes in the game. He's usually on the bench. So.
Can we wait until the season is over before anybody says definitively that this guy should we?
Sabonis. That's my dog. And Sabonis, obviously, on the Kings. I love his game. You know what I mean? It's just, it reminds me of Arvidas. It's, different type of player. He's not obviously a center, but just like, when you get like foreign-born players, they play different. That's like fundamental. And, those little fundamental things that they do, the pump fakes and the drop steps and the back downs and the up and unders, those little things that you just can't really teach to everyone. And a lot of guys won't do that in the NBA. Maybe they practice it, but Sabonis is super underrated. That guy's a winner. 3, no good. But I also like what the Lakers have done too. I'm a Blazer fan, but like I said, what they've done with Vanderbilt, Mo Bamba, you have Reeves there. They went from a team that was unwatchable at the beginning of the year, and now even if LeBron or AD is out, I can actually watch them play and enjoy it. Because they got players that actually fit the system and they play hard for each other, which I appreciate, even if I am a Blazer fan. Stolen. Yeah, our bench is terrible. Our team just sucks. Timeout called. 77-68 Clippers. There's going to be a few people that are going to be up for the award. Yeah, and like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch too many games. I believe Embiid. But Sabonis plays bigger than his size. You know what I mean? Like, he's just really fundamental. And, like, I like Hoarder. They got shooters. They got distributors. They got rebounders. Like, there's a reason why Sacramento has been sitting in 3rd place all year. Now they're in the 2 spot, and I don't think anyone really believes in them until you watch them. And then if you watch them, you're like, wow, this team is much better than a lot of the other teams in the West. I mean, yeah, the Warriors don't have Steph Curry, and you got all these other teams jockeying to get 6, 7, 8 seed. But Sacramento might be one of the most well-rounded teams, not only in the NBA, but in the Western Conference altogether. Because if you go and look at Denver, they're a defensive rebounding kind of team. But if you shut down the Joker and Jamal Murray, right, they don't really have anyone else that can consistently step up besides maybe Michael Porter Jr., but he's just been coming on as of late, and he's injury prone too. So I can't even count on Michael Porter Jr. being there, when they need him the most. I mean, maybe he'll be there, but I just don't think Denver really even has, and they're like the best team in the Western Conference. But to me, like they don't really have a lot of depth either. They're beatable, but obviously it's going to be hard to match the Joker's production. I get that, but if you end up having KD and Ayton, that could definitely do it. Those two battling it out. As long as CP3 doesn't act like he's Chris Paul from Wake Forest or, trying to be the man, as long as he realizes you're just the guy that doesn't fuck the game up and distributes it and doesn't ball hog it. You got Book, you got KD, you got DeAndre Ayton. That's good enough. You don't even need to be a factor. But yeah, definitely Phoenix and Sacramento are the teams that I'm looking forward to watching the most in the West and down the stretch. 3 is no good. Clippers up by 9, 77-68. Kawhi. Down to PG. Bang! Nice little two-man game there. Nice job, PG. Yeah, I believe Sabonis was 7-3 and Shaq 7-1. But someone can look that up. But I believe that's what it was. Pascal Siakam. He said, get off me. Yeah. It's my dude right here. Come to Portland. You're underrated. Come on, baby. 18 points, 4 assists, 2 steals. His shooting night tonight, 8 for 15, not so good, but he missed the free throw. Yeah, he earned it because like a lot of people didn't know if Siakam would be anything more than a 10 to 15 point scorer in the league, and then to be able to, raise that to about, 20 to 25 points a game. That's a fucking really impressive. A lot of hard work that he put in. Siakam. Shitty pass there. 79-70 Clippers. It's been all LA as far as momentum and Uncle Mo. Floater by Gordon is good. 81-70 Clippers. Minute 20 left in the third quarter. Clippers up by 11. So give it to fucking Siakam and Van Fleet. Everyone else get the fuck out of the way. Trent, no good. Man with the rebound. Could have been over the back, but not called. Ooh, man with the fake. Woo! Nice fake there. Sabonis Jr. still growing. Scotty Barnes, no good. Man is injured. That's the only guy Shaq was who had problems with. You know what I mean? I think that's the only guy that Shaq really respected. You know what I mean? With Yao. Yao was super underrated. He put like Asians on the map, for basketball, not this like, Lynn Sanity, Jeremy Lin crap. It's like Yao actually ended up being one of the best players that we've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like actually lived up to the expectations, maybe even surpassed a few people's expectations. And, there was only really one guy I felt that gave Shaq a lot of trouble throughout his career, and it was Yao. You did have Alonzo Mourning early in the career on the Charlotte Hornets where they battled it out, and that was him fresh out of Georgetown where he had Alonzo and Shaq. But I think as far as a career, with all the different legends that Shaq went against, I still think that Yao was probably the one that gave him the most fits. I mean, Shaq could still put up big numbers, but he's not going to put up the monster numbers where he was doing like, 50 points, 22 rebounds, 8 assists, type thing. I mean, he's just crushing like the shitty centers, dunking on Chris Dudley. But if you're going against Yao, maybe Shaq gets, 20 to 25 instead of like 50, Nice pass. Van Fleet, good court vision. I see you, dog. Come to Portland. All right, we're getting down to the end of the third quarter. Kawhi, top of the key. Shake and bake, crossover, pump fake. Traveling. Kawhi's like, what? I'm the claw. 83-74 Clippers. 3 is no good.
Congratulations on all the success. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me. This is the way. We'll be back on the fourth quarter from LA.
End of the third quarter, 83-74. Clippers are up. All the dunks. All the dunks. Yeah, but I would agree with that.
Is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it.
Oh, really?
It's in my childhood, every bite.
Get ready for the best St. Patrick's
Mirasan. Yeah. Back when they had the Washington Bullets. Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, Mirasan. Yeah, there hasn't been too many of those big dudes, you know. Manute Bol back in the day. That was always one of my favorites. Now you got Bol and whatnot, but I just remember shooting hoops in the driveway with my dad, and he'd always be like, shoot Manute. And I'd always be shooting the threes, like that one game where they played against Barkley, and Manute had like fucking 7 threes in the game in like the first half or in the game. Yeah, true dat. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. 32, 68 to go. We're going into the fourth quarter, baby.
It was Booker's 6th 40-piece of the season. Suns get the win. Fourth quarter action coming from LA next.
Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Hey, check this out. You can pre-qualify with CarMax fast and easy.
Did you just block me?
I was protecting your credit score.
Pre-qualify with CarMax has no impact to the credit score.
Sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, like I said, but it's one thing to get like role players and whatnot, but eventually we need superstar players too. She being bad. Hi. Dad's almost done. Paisley.
Majority of my patients with sensitivity, I see irritated gums.
Hi.
and enamel.
Come hang out with Dad.
Sensitivity, gum, and enamel. Relief
Hi.
sensitivity helps restore gum health and rehardens enamel. I'm a big advocate of recommending things that I know work.
Licky.
Welcome back to NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm. I'm here with Clippers head coach Ty Lue. Coach,
Unless they win it all this year with KD.
there. I know consistency's been a
You know, if KD and Ayton go off and you got Booker being a great shooter and CP3 doesn't choke, that team could, you know, win the West, and it also could, you know, push Boston and Milwaukee, because it's like, okay, you got Giannis, but then they got KD. You know what I'm saying? And then you got, you know, Tatum, and you got those guys, but you got KD and you got, so, I mean, it'd be very competitive. I mean, obviously, if we can get the Suns and the Celtics, that would probably be the best finals, in my opinion. And then if it wasn't the Celtics, then probably Milwaukee and Phoenix would probably be the most entertaining. Hi. Come here. Come here. Come hang out with Daddy. I love you. I love you. Want a snuggie, huh? I love you. I see you. Free throw is good. 84-76 Clippers. Yeah, he's probably got the biggest reputation of choking in the NBA out of any team. Unfortunately. But also he probably hasn't had a team this good before with, three guys that are three of the best in the NBA at the moment. Book, KD, and DeAndre Ayton. Ayton's probably the second best center behind Embiid. KD is still a top 10 player, and Book is still, arguably a top 10, top 12 player. So 85-76 Clippers, 11:15 left. Baseline three, no good. And if someone wants to help me take over with the dono part for Sarah Jameson or someone, I'd appreciate it. 85-76 Clippers. Oof. Gary Trent Jr., the former Blazer, for three. 85-79 Clippers. They're getting closer now. They need to step up this defense. Siakam with the rebound, top of the key. Isolation. Siakam with the force. Probably should have passed it out there, but anytime Siakam or Van Fleet shoot, that's, usually probably one of your best options. Plumlee, cross-quarter pass. Gordon for three, no good. Trent with the rebound, knocked out by Plumlee. Out of bounds. Yeah. Well, but the thing is, if Chris Paul actually plays good, that could be the difference. You know what I mean? If he ends up getting 15 and 10, for an average or something of that nature, that could maybe be the difference. Instead of him having to get, in his head 20, 30 points a game, because obviously he's at the end of his career, but just getting a guy to be 15 and 10, 14 and 10, that might be good enough with what you get from Ayton and Booker and KD, that might be good enough for them to get to the finals, and compete with those type of numbers. Doesn't have to be, 20 points and 15 assists or anything like that. All that extra pressure that he put on them. Bobby Boucher, a.k.a. Chris, with the deep three, 14 points, 5 for 7, 2 for 3 from deep. This game is actually becoming a game now. We just need Toronto to clamp them up here. Gordon, turned over. No, saved by PG. Almost an air ball. No, Batum with the offensive rebound. In the league or on the Blazers? I don't know. Probably the best overall player in the league is probably Giannis. I mean, like I said, you got Luka and, Embiid and, the Joker. There's so many great players in the league. KD can still bring it. And, everyone's got their favorites. But I would probably say Giannis is the most overall best player in the NBA. Joker is good. Not flashy, but a very good player. Very well-rounded, too. Rebounds, defends, block shots, great passer. But the thing is if the Joker is the best all-around player, is he good enough to lead the team to the finals and win? And that's the big question mark. You can still get the MVP every year, but are you good enough when it counts to be the guy? And I don't know if he is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if single-handedly he's not good enough to take Denver to a championship by himself. You know, you're going to need Jamal Murray and some other supporting cast. And then if you get a team that's good on defense, they're going to be able to slow him down. He's not going to get you necessarily a triple-double every game in the playoffs. You know, there'll be some games that he'll get it, but not every game. 91-82 Clippers. No, but also, you know, the Joker might be the most boring to watch. It's like Tim Duncan. You know, it's like if you like, you know, like street ball, you know, Iverson, you know, Kevin Garnett, but, you know, even though Duncan was kind of boring, you know, he did everything great. You know, just bank shots and screens. It's, you know, it's just, you know, kind of just the fundamentals. And sometimes when you do the fundamentals, it's not, you know, it's not as exciting as SportsCenter top 10 dunks. Timeout, 7:50 left in the fourth quarter, 91-82 LA. Length. I feel length, you know, and just the way that he gets his rebounds and the way that he makes the team better, you know. I mean, you got to think, you know, Giannis was able to almost single-handedly bring a championship to Milwaukee. Yeah, they needed Chris Middleton as well, you know, for a few games, but a majority of that, if you watch that run, that was just, you know, purely Giannis kind of taking over the games. So I feel like if, you know, you have Joker and he's doing the same thing, it's a different type of player, you know. It's one thing to dominate in the regular season, but what are you going to do in the playoffs when it really matters? So I guess we'll find out this year, you know, if they end up making the finals, but I'm not sure if Denver's good enough to win it all. I think Boston and Milwaukee are better. And you never know. I mean, Denver could end up playing Phoenix and losing. You know, that could also happen too. But I do like Denver being a defensive-minded team. You know, they like to rebound. They like to defend. Tim's bank shot was smooth. You know, and like I said, I know that Timmy was boring and Joker is kind of boring, but Joker is really, really talented. But again, I need to be able to see what he's going to be able to do in the playoffs. And I feel if you slow Joker down, they don't have enough supporting cast necessarily to keep up with some of these other teams, because it's like you can't bank on Jamal Murray getting 40. You know what I mean? So if you slow the Joker down and he gets like you know, a 28-8 game, which is still pretty good for most people, but that's not going to help Denver win. You know what I'm saying? Like for Denver to win, there's going to have to be games where the Joker puts up 30 to 55 points. There's going to have be a couple explosion games. So, but I guess, you know, we'll have to wait and see, you know, because if we end up getting Denver and Milwaukee, then we'll get to see who is the best. You know, is Giannis better than the Joker? You know, Joker has the fundamentals, but I think Giannis is just more valuable, you know, with the hustle and what he does and just the athleticism. Different types of players, too. They're not the same whatsoever. Mike in the building. How are you, man? Oh, absolutely. They're going to win the division for the next couple of years, for sure, until we figure out, you know, Trask, or we try to get Caleb Williams or Drake May in the draft next year, you know. So, but they already, with Carr, they still got to worry about AK-41 going to jail, having the trial. Michael Thomas might play, maybe not, who knows, but at least you have Olave. Offensive line is still good with Ramczyk. Defense is still good. Cameron Jordan, Lattimore. And you don't have Sean Payton anymore, so you got Dennis Allen. So even though it's a work in progress and you don't have to worry about Jameis anymore, so you got to think, like, you know, based on Tampa not really knowing what the quarterback situation is, or the Falcons or the Panthers, automatically the Saints with Carr, you're probably looking at 9 wins or more. You know, 9 and 8 at the worst, but they could probably win 10, 11, 12 games. You know, and then win that division for a few years until Tampa figures out their quarterback. And then hopefully that's not this year, but next year. And then Tampa and the Saints will battle it out again for a couple years for NFC South supremacy. So, but yeah, automatically they're already the best team in the NFC South. What's good, man? How are you? If you actually look at the type of players they are with like Luca, when we had Dirk Nowitzki, from Germany, and you see what you get with the Joker. Yeah, I mean, some of these guys are very fundamentally good, and you'll get the Caucasian players, like Larry Birds every once in a while that will be legends. And then now it just seems like you are getting more and more talented fundamental players that do everything really, really well. And then also you get guys that can just shoot the fucking rock like Luca. He can do a little bit of everything. Because you're like right now, you could say Luca and Joker are two of the four best players in the NBA, and they're both Europeans. So special. It's cool to see. It's not like I don't think the Joker is a good player. I like him a lot. You know what I mean?
Now, look at that. That's twins. That could be his father in that picture. That's twins right there. That's about to wait till New Year's Eve.
Yeah, but I just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think we know just yet if Joker can take over, a game. Like, this is like going to be the first time they're sitting, as that dominant team pretty much the whole year, number one seed. Can they make it to the finals? Can they get past Memphis and Sacramento and primarily Phoenix? And if they get there, then how are you going to match up against like Giannis, or Embiid or Tatum and the rest of the crew of the big boys that they got there? So I just don't like Denver's supporting cast other than Murray and Joker. They got, and then Michael Porter Jr. It's like they got a few, but I'm not sure if that team is good enough to go all the way. It doesn't feel like it to me. It feels like they're still missing a couple pieces on the bench or another player in the starting lineup to me. So, and we already know Milwaukee and Boston have the experience. Milwaukee, came off the championship with Giannis. Boston lost last year, but sometimes you got to lose before you win. You got to crawl before you walk. So if Boston wins it all, I would not be shocked this year. That would be kind of the team that, most likely can get it done besides Milwaukee. But it just feels like an East Coast team more than likely is going to win the championship this year. But you never know. If a team is going to win from the West, more than likely that would be Phoenix and Denver. The Greek Freak. Kawhi, floater. Oh, the Greek Freak. How's it going, Mike? What race do we got coming up this weekend? I'm usually just kind of day to day. Sometimes I'll peek ahead. We got World Baseball Classic. You got XFL this weekend, and then no Chase Elliott for a while, which is really disappointing. But I have enjoyed the NASCAR season. Hopefully, we can get some more people in the streams. It's dramatically down from what it was last year, but so hopefully we can get some more people to come back and do the NASCAR. Even if the views end up being low, I'm still going to do NASCAR streams, but it would be nicer to get some more people in there. Clippers up by 10. Van Fleet, I'm not sure if he flopped right there. It looks like it. George, alley-oop. Oh, baby. What a flush. And the foul.
Beautiful pass from George as Barnes picks up his fifth foul. And has played all but one game. He started 35 times, obviously coming off the bench. Point lead for the Clippers. This equals the largest of the game. Van Vliet inside. Siakam couldn't get it to fall. Out of bounds. They say last touch by the Clippers. Van Vliet up top. Siakam. Van Vliet off the mark that time. Rebound. Anunoby. Siakam inside. Barnes. Little push shot. That's some good looks. They're rushing some of the shots, Mark. Rushing.
Had to go assist with Paisley. Oh, goddamn, Kawhi Leonard. Ooh. Yeah. Damn, Kawhi. Alma. It's okay, Paisley.
The Gillette lamps with exfoliating bar removes unseen dirt and debris, gets in the way of the blades for effortless shaving in one efficient stroke. Gillette, the best a man can get. Guys, it's time to stop treating your ruins like junk.
98-85 Clippers. Actually kind of surprised that the Clippers have played so well in this game, but it's been pretty much all Kawhi. So let's look at the game. So obviously Paul George stepping up too. He actually has more points than Kawhi now, finally, believe it or not. So we got Kawhi Leonard. Let's see his stat line right now. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 7 for 10 shooting. Not bad. Paul George got himself up to 23. So that's actually much better than where they were at in the first half. Shooting percentage is horrible, though, 8 for 17. But 23 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. And then Zubats has been great for them, 15 points. And then Mann has been a good contributor off the bench. Him and Eric Gordon have combined for 20. So you got 11 with Mann and 9 for Gordon. And let's take a quick look with the Raptors. You got Siakam with 18, 5, and 2. 18 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. And then you got Anunoby with 15, Scotty Barnes with 12, Van Fleet with 13, and Chris Boucher with 14, Gary Trent Jr. with 7. So they just need a little bit more production. Obviously, for them to be able to compete, Siakam needed to be at like 30 to 35 tonight, and just not there tonight. Hi, Paisley. Yeah, me too. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I heard about that. Rest in peace. Prayers up. Hi, Paisley. You okay? All right, let me take a quick peek. Let's see. All right, let's take a peek here at the upcoming schedule of other events. I gotta find NASCAR. There it is. It's like 20th thing down. And full results. And the next race is in Phoenix Raceway. And then Atlanta, and then the Circuit of the Americas, and then Richmond, and then Bristol. Dirt, baby. All right, last 5 minutes. Siakam with the layup. There we go. Nice job, Siakam. 20 points, 6 assists. Oh, no, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Come on, baby. Gordon, no good. Mann with the rebound. George for 3, no good. Kawhi with a save. Wow. What effort. And then a block and then a foul. Wow. Yeah, Clippers are winning this game. You can tell that this Toronto is just like one step behind on every fucking play. Good effort by Kawhi. Love it. First free throw by Man is good. 101-87, 4:35 left. Game's almost over, and then we'll go for a little bit longer, throw up some photos of whatever you guys want as we wrap up, and then we'll be back at it tomorrow. Siakam, pump fake, traveling. He did. I mean, maybe that's what the Clippers need, just for Kawhi to be more of like the main kind of offensive primary target, not have it be Paul George or anyone else. You know, just have it be Kawhi lead the team. Big block. PG with some frustration. All right, what do we got Thursday? We got Warriors and Grizzlies, which would have been good if Steph and John Morant were playing. Then we got Knicks and Kings. I'll be doing that game, I think, tomorrow, which is awesome. I get to see the Kings. And then Friday, we got Raptors and Lakers on Friday night. I might do that one since it's a late one. But I haven't done any Knicks games this season, and I did Sacramento a couple days ago, so I actually am looking forward to tomorrow's matchup. Give me another chance to see Sacramento in action and get to see a little bit of the Knicks, which I know they're like Cleveland. They're kind of like on the bubble where, you know, we know that they're kind of catching, you know, wins at the right time. They're not as good as the Sixers, the Celtics, or Milwaukee, but they might be able to do some damage. You know, you don't really know. We got to see how it shakes out. But the Western Conference is tremendously much deeper than the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. There's not as many good teams in the Eastern Conference that can hang for a 7-game series, in my opinion. But I do like Donovan Mitchell, and there's other guys that I do like on some of those teams that aren't in the top 3 in the East. Kawhi, strong hands. Fade away, no good. 103-91, Clippers. Van Fleet, deep 3. Scotty Barnes with the steal. Scotty Barnes. There we go. I was about to say that was a shitty shot right there by Scotty. But at least he followed his shot. Now they're down by 10 with 2:52 to go. Hi, Paisley. Yeah, well, I mean, all I can do is just try to make everyone else's days better, grind it out, try to do my dream, and hopefully we get enough people to make that happen. You know, but I just try to see the best in things, and you know, especially with everyone going through like mental health and, you know, anxiety and depression and all these other things. You know, I just got to be able to put myself in a position to win, you know, and that usually means being outside with Paisley and spending time with her. So, hi, Paisley. Love you. Yeah.
Pizza night on its head. This is the new crispy parm pizza, and it puts toasted Parmesan where it's never been before.
Take it easy, brother.
Introducing the crispy parm pizza only from Papa John's.
And the Warriors from San Francisco. Meanwhile, here in Los Angeles, just under 3 minutes remaining. Pascal Siakam's got 20 points, 5 assists for his Raptors. Now by 10, Kawhi Leonard 21, Paul George 23. You see the numbers they've given up. I mean, that's defensive numbers. Only given up 93.
103-93 Clippers. 2:45 left in the fourth quarter. Clippers up by 10. Nice jab step by Kawhi. Jumper no good. Scotty Barnes. Three is no good. Barnes with the rebound. Floater is good. 103-95. They're closer now. Minute 50 left. They fouled the shit out of Kawhi there. Minute 46 left in the fourth quarter. Free throw front rim and short. Second free throw is good. 104-95. I mean, if they do some kind of like full court press shit right here, they might be able to squeak this down to like maybe a 5-point lead with like 30 seconds left, but that'd be asking a lot. You'd have to get a little lucky here. Too much isolation, Scotty Barnes. At least he got his own rebound there. There we go. There we go. 6-point game. Yeah, Scotty Barnes needs to stop being a fucking ball hog right there. Give it to fucking Van Fleet, or Siakam. Those are the guys that should have the ball in the hand at the end, not fucking Scotty Barnes. Kawhi. Good defense there on Kawhi. PG, deep three. No good. Rebound. There we go. Here we go. Hurry up. Hurry up. Raptors have a chance. Scotty Barnes rejected. It's close now. 104-98. 6-point game. Slowed the game down with free throws. I mean, realistically, Clippers are still going to win this game, 90% chance, but they slow the game down like this. They're, you get a three here, a 3-point play there. Might be able to make it a little bit closer. Free throw is good. 104-100 Clippers. Oh, alley-oop is good. 106-100 Clippers. All right, Clippers up by 6. Oh, loose out of bounds. Back to the Raptors. 25 seconds left. Hi, Paisley. Almost done. Zubats. He's like, damn, I got hit in the head. He's good. He ain't bleeding like Anthony Davis yesterday. All right, Clippers up by 6, 25 seconds left. See if they get a good inbound play here. Siakam, no good. No good. Oh, yeah, here he goes. Here's Kawhi Leonard, and then with the foul. First free throw is good. 107-100. LA, 11 seconds left. Second free throw is good. Batum with the rebound, and that is it. Clippers win 108-100. Kawhi Leonard, I see you, bro. George with 23, Kawhi Leonard with 24. They got some big contributions and off the bench with 14. While the Raptors now fall with 3 games under 500 in the Eastern Conference. They've got one more game left. Let's go. Final score 108-100. Clippers win it. I'm going to take a look at the box score here real quick, just to kind of take a peek to see everybody here. So let's take a final quick peek. All right, so we got Pascal Siakam, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 9 for 21 in the game. Definitely needed to be a better shooting night for him. And then you got 20 with Scotty Barnes, 18 for Anunoby, Fred VanVleet with 13, and then Bobby Boucher, Chris Boucher with 14 off the bench. VanVleet, obviously, if he had a little bit more, that could have been the difference. What does he have? What did he have? VanVleet, 13. Let me look at his shooting percentage. 4 for 12 for VanVleet, so definitely could have been better there. And then let's see, Kawhi Leonard obviously was a big part of the channel tonight. Obviously, 24 points, 12 rebounds, 10 defensive, 2 offensive, and then 3 steals and 4 assists. So a pretty quality game for him. Could have been a little bit better shooting wise towards the end, but lots of easy dunks. Paul George started off really, really slow and then ended up finishing off pretty well. 23 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And then Zubats was 17. And then on the bench, we had Mann with 14. So nice win for them. Pretty much in control of the full game. So. Cyberpunk in the building. What to do? Yeah, I guess a couple of them are shutting down in Portland, and then Sean Kemp got arrested for some drive-by shooting argument. You know, they were in like Tacoma or whatever. No one actually got shot, but a gun was recovered, and I guess it happened in Tacoma. So, and that's like Preston's, like my boy's favorite, player. He's got all the jerseys and the shoes and everything. So.
Every day it feels like a buzzer beater. Let's start with another. Southern Utah, New Mexico State, women's quarters, flag tournament is in Vegas. Every tournament's in Vegas. Southern Utah is down by 2. Not anymore. Oh, you're asking, did I see what I think?
All right, so let's get this taken down.
Serena Doherty grabs it, one hand, wings it in there. New Mexico State devastated.
And then I'll let you guys kind of control where you guys want to go from here.
It does. It's Vegas. Sometimes you split face cards. Maybe you get aces. You never know. Southern Utah wins by 1. They advance to the semis in the WAC tournament. Mavericks.
All right, let's take a quick peek. All right, let's take a look here. I'll go off this and we'll hang out here probably for, maybe another 26 more minutes. If we get a few more people coming through, then, we might be able to stay a little bit longer and whatnot, but I don't want to keep Paisley waiting too long, even though she got kicked out of the bedroom, but usually I'll be spending my time with her. They got the replay of the Blazers and Celtics, which was absolutely disgusting. So I don't know if I really want to watch that again, but we're only going to be online here for a little bit longer. Maybe I'll watch the rest of the game. It's like third quarter and fourth quarter. Let's take a quick peek to see what else I got. Oh, we got the World Baseball Classic. What is it? Panama and the Netherlands. Let's take a peek. Let's take a peek there. I haven't seen anything of the World Baseball Classic just yet, so this will be like the first. And then Puerto Rico versus the Red Sox, so I guess they did some of those. Broncos and Seahawks on NFL Network. All right, I guess I'm watching a little bit of the World Baseball Classic. Apparently, it's live right now. Pool A, Panama versus the Netherlands. I just wonder if there's going to be any players that I really recognize here. So, all right, let me delete some of these photos, and then let me know what you guys want to see, and then we'll cater to you guys. Oh, Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts is from the Netherlands? They got Gregorius out there. I'm going to get educated here with a lot of this World Baseball Classic, figuring out where each player is from. Big Ten tourney. Yeah, so I'll look at the schedule and we'll be able to see what we got going on. We got NASCAR, we got XFL, a little NBA, college hoops. We're getting into March Madness, so we'll do some March Madness coverage as well. And then I definitely want to be able to do World Baseball Classic. I want to do USA and I want to do Dominican Republic just because, with the players that are on there. So, but you guys let me know what you guys want to see, where you guys want to go. And I don't know where we're at right now. What are we at? 30 something, I think. I think that's where we're at. 32. I think that's where we're at. 32. So with the rules in the World Baseball Classic, I mean, it's the same thing as normal, like MLB, right? There's nothing like any kind of like weird rules or anything different about the World Baseball Classic that I should know about. $32. What do you want to do, Shep? You got anything specific, you or Cyber, or anyone that you guys want to see? Anything you guys want to have me put up? Just let me know. I can throw up players or whatever you guys want to see. You let me know. But we could do Mexican food. We could do breakfast food. We could do nostalgia. We could do wrestlers. It's like once the event is over, then we can pretty much do whatever at that point. I mean, the shifting thing is one thing, to take that out of the game, but I think that it's something that the players don't really like that much, but there's nothing they can do. They just have to adjust. So I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it. You know what I mean? Like if a game goes a little long, I mean, besides that Mariner game in the playoffs, which was crazy, but I know that they want to, kind of speed the games up. But if I'm already going to be invested for 3.5 hours and the game ends up being 4, I'm okay. And then sometimes games are going to be short, but I don't need every game to be like 2 hours long. You know what I'm saying? Like where things are rushed, like the quality of baseball is going to be changed because of, having to rush the pitchers and the hitters and whatnot. So I'm not really a big fan of it, but I mean, like I said, we're probably going to get a robot umps at some point where things are just going to be like, there won't even be an ump there. It'll just show strike or ball, or like it'll show like an area and then the baseball, and then it'll come up with the clock, 1 ball, 1, it'll be lit up just kind of like the clock on the other side. So I imagine at some point that's what we're going to see. So Jerry the King and Jamaican food. All right, let's do it.
Last night he was trying to stop losing 2 strikes. They never gave up on that bat. Different today, some good contact. Just not getting the same barrel as they were getting yesterday. Big pitch right here.
7 points for Westbrook. 7 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Only took 6 shots, so it's not like Westbrook is, taking an enormous amount of shots. Not like George and Leonard. They combined for 34 shots taken. So, yeah.
Introducing Astapro Allergy. Now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free spray. While Flonase takes hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
Sure, you'll teach her how to drive a car. Then use Greenlight to power her independence. With crash detection with 911 dispatch, family location sharing, and emergency SOS alerts. Invest in your best investment with Greenlight.
This is Fubo TV. It's a better way to watch live news, shows, and sports without cable. On the only live TV streaming service rated #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Try free at FuboTV.com.
I'm ready for the rain.
Cold for sunny skies ahead.
Lightning strikes and tornadoes? Oh no. You can be ready too with the Climb app. Check out insightful weather maps, customizable weather alerts, and many more features. Climb, precise weather, precisely for you.
I was thinking I should probably set up that 90-day refill.
Walgreens is all about making life easier.
Good old Jerry the King of Lala.
I'll be honest, there are days I forget what she's
And we'll get some Jamaican food for you too.
I get it. And you're not alone in this, okay?
So James, all these prescriptions, are they covered?
That's right. With your Medicare plan, you get low cost co-pays.
Thank you.
Let's talk about making things easier. Walgreens is here.
I was paying for in-flight Wi-Fi for months before I finally caught it. Rocket Money uncovers hidden subscriptions and notifies you when the charge is upcoming. From there, you decide if you want that service. And if not, cancel it right from the app with one tap. Download Rocket Money, the money app that works for you.
Gravity to fire for life. Times for life.
Head to the bottom of the 5th inning at the 2023 World Baseball Classic. In a place that we fell in love with last September and October. Panama played host to who will be qualifying play. This big, shockingly gorgeous place. We got a chance to visit the canal. Saw some of the wildlife, some of the beautiful rainforest. Did not go to the top of World Mountain Road. Now, Ryan ran up to the top of it every morning. Right? Took a car out there and sprinted up and back before he was. That's what we want. Decided to do. That was the least challenging part of your day. Running up the volcano is the least challenging part of your day. that though, you can see the sunrise and sunset over both oceans from the same vantage point. Pretty amazing. Keep it up and up what's in the bottom of the foot with his temple. Going to work for his squad to get things rolling against that little Guerrero. Is Guerrero shades his first 2 weeks? Descriptions off the Ryan Rolls Smiths. Yeah, I would have some team.
Thank you, Cyber. Appreciate you, man. It's been really rough, like really, really, really rough. So it really means a lot. Thank you, man. I just want to be able to try to keep continuing the grind. Thank you so much, man. And we'll get some food up here as well for Shep. Cyberpunk with a 50, man, that feels good. It's been a minute, just in general. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you more than you know. And let me know what other wrestling photos that you want. Like I said, if we end up going past, the 3-hour mark, I can go until 10:30 at the very latest. So we can go for 45 minutes at the very latest. We'll kind of play it by ear in the next 15 to 30. And then when we're ready to go, we can go. But I can get some more photos up for you. Oh, big home run in the World Baseball Classic. Oh, Jurickson Profar from the Padres. Thank you so much, Mike. Cyberpunk, bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. $50 holla. Thank you so much, man. Let me know what you want to see other than Jerry the King Lawler, and I'll get you some more photos, man. Thank you. No problem. Good to see you, and I'll see you back tomorrow or whenever you have the chance. 82. That's so much better than 32, man. It's like, when you go from like 100 or 200 every day for a while, you definitely get used to that, but it's not forever. But then when you go from that to, like under 50 or under 30 or under 20, it definitely, it hurts, but you always know another day is another day to, grind it out, and maybe you can get a different result. And just really thankful for the people that I have on the channel that don't give up on me and that stick with me and that are going to be here with me, through and through. Some people will come, some people will go, but I can't control what people do. So yes, lots of people. And then with a lot of the people, getting franchise tag, the running backs don't look as good overall. Like to me, I looked at the list that Sarah sent me, and thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. Thank you, Shep. I know things have been a little tight for you, and thank you, man. It means a lot, dude. I mean, you see the type of shit that I go through on a daily basis, dude. Thank you. Shep with the 20, making sure that we hit the goal today. Thank you, man. Because I'll tell you, even when you can get to a number like that, it's a hell of a lot better than like 17 or 24, especially if you got all of that through like YouTube. So if you're at like 25, you're already feeling kind of, and then 25 on the YouTube side, which really means probably like $13 next month, So thank you guys. You guys, it means a lot. Thank you. But I'll go over the list here real quick with the running backs that I ended up getting here from Sarah, and then another source as well that I was doing. Let me put Shep on here as well. You always do, bro. You always do. You and Cyberpunk always do. Always. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. $20 holla. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Let me know what you guys want to see for photos, and we'll make sure we get enough photos for y'all before we call it a night. I want to make sure that at least I show my gratitude, and that's pretty much what I have to do every day. Just when you go through the tough times, you just have to look up into the sky, and I'm just, taking a nice walk with Paisley and just try to have gratitude for every day that you're breathing and you're living, and just try to be a better person than you were from the day before. So Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you guys. All right, so go through a couple of these Jerry's again one time, and then we'll get into some food and then some more wrestlers or whatever you guys want after. Look at Jerry right there. Whoa, old school. And then let's go with some food. Shep had oxtails. Let's go here. Ooh. Oh.
I was thinking I should probably set up that 90-day visa.
Walgreens is all about making life easier. I can also cut out right now for you. I'll be honest. 2 days, I forget what she's supposed to be.
Let's take down my logo. My logo doesn't matter. Let's take that down.
So James, all these prescriptions, are they covered?
That's right. With your Medicare plan, you get low cost copays.
There's different types. So this first type is an Italian style, but I found this other one that looks incredibly amazing, but it probably won't let me bring it up. Let me see. The other one is West African, and it looks amazing. Like super spicy, but like, look at this one. So that's the Italian. And then look at the West African one. Oh, wow. Look at that one. Even the lady can't believe it. And there's like another one, like a Nigerian version one. I mean, the spices galore. Ooh, and then they have another one where it's like a braised oxtail pie. Wow, look at this one.
Next Level Chef, Thursdays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
Back in Tom Jones tonight, we will have more Pool A action for you from right here at Intercontinental Baseball Stadium. Team Italy, led by manager Mike Piazza and the
Ooh, that one looks good. Honey lemon pepper chicken. I got you. Anything specific that you want to see, Cyber? Any other wrestlers or anything else you got that you want to see? I found a honey lemon pepper wings. I found the chicken one, but it doesn't fit the screen. And the initial one I saw. Woo, baby. Look at that, dude. We could definitely split that. We're splitting that, Shep. We are splitting that. Oh, and I was going to go over the names here too. So when I was looking at the names, you know, we had the guys that were in the, I almost got distracted there, but all right. So the franchise tag shrunk the top with like Josh Jacobs and like Saquon, right? So what's left? You got Miles Sanders, David Montgomery, Jeff Wilson, Devin Singletary, Damian Harris, Kareem Hunt, Jamal Williams, Raheem Mostert, Rashad Penny, Jerick McKinnon, and Alexander Madison. So to me, when I look at all those names, the best running back out of that whole group by far is Jamal Williams. I mean, the guy was a backup for a good chunk of the season. And anytime you can lead the league in rushing, for either yards or touchdowns or put up big stats, whether you're a starter or the RB2, pretty impressive. But I mean, to me, that's the guy that has the most potential. I know some people like Miles Sanders. I'm not really that big on him. Montgomery has some skill. Every player has a skill set, but there's definitely some that are a little bit better than others. But if I had to choose one guy that I would want on my organization based off personality and skill set, definitely Jamal Williams by a lot. Shit, I probably would even go Montgomery over Sanders. I'm not really, but Montgomery gets hurt a lot too. So, but I'm not really big on Sanders, and I'm not really big on Montgomery. But Jamal, to me, he's proven that he could be on any team. I mean, and like I said, if the Lions were smart, they would bring him back. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to replicate his type of personality, and a guy that likes to watch anime, that is very well rounded. You know what I mean? Doesn't really try to neglect anybody. Tries to get along with everybody. Just a really cool dude. Probably the coolest personality that's in football right now. So. Ooh, truffle fries. He said, all that mine, he said. All right, let's get that up there, and then let's do truffle fries, maybe some jerk chicken, and then we'll get into some things for Cyberpunk here. What you know about them truffle fries?
Gregory is a guy who was tasked with the impossible task of taking over the shortstop position in New York after the retirement of Derek Jeter. He died game stamps at 9 for when he really Ryan and I were in Regensburg, Germany for the 2022 World Baseball Classic qualifiers a decade earlier.
I can always go for fries. That's like Chief's favorite thing. Fries. Doesn't matter where it's from, but if it's fries, he's all over it. Got some shoestring truffles. Ooh. Bockwinkel. I love it. Oh my goodness. Luthez Press. I got Nick Bockwinkel and Luthez Press. Harley Race, all these guys. Oh my gosh. Some of these are just incredibly old school. Look at this one. Some of these won't fit the screen, but who cares? This one's epic. I'm enjoying this World Baseball Classic. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Some good truffle waffle. Ooh, waffle truffle fries. Like I got to be able to do like the black and white though too, because when you get some of these older ones, the color is cool, but obviously shit is hella old when you start getting the black and white. First AWA. Ooh, look at this one. This one's cool. Lots of history here. Plus, it's always good when I can have you two in here too at any point, regardless of the donos or not, but just, being able to come up with certain things that other people will never come up with. So it's always cool to be able to come up with certain foods or certain old school things that not many people know about unless you are in the know. Ray Stevens and Nick Bockwinkel. Oh, look at this one. Love it. Nick Bockwinkel versus Reggie Rapone, 1984. Oh, my God. I love it. True, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, that's why I just try to connect with you guys. I mean, I'm not going to know everything, but, I definitely feel that I have some knowledge, like I'm not going to know. I mean, I was born in 82. So if it's pre-1982, depending on what sport, I may or may not know a lot, but I always try to deep dive in history, from the 50s up to 1982. So that way, at least I'm kind of familiar with certain things. So.
Introducing Astapro Allergy, steroid-free allergy relief that starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. Now with Astapro Best Allergy Relief, you can Astapro and go.
I have moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, so I'm taking Zepovia, a once-daily pill, because I won't let you stop me from being me.
Zeposia can help people with UC achieve and maintain remission and has been shown to reduce symptoms in as early as 2 weeks. Zeposia is the first and only S1P receptor modulator approved for UC. Don't take Zeposia if you've had a heart attack, chest pain, stroke, or mini-stroke, heart failure in the last 6 months, irregular or abnormal heartbeat, if you have untreated sleep apnea, or take MAOIs. Zeposia may cause serious side effects, including infections that can be life-threatening and cause death, slow heart rate, liver or breathing problems, increased blood pressure, macular edema, swelling and narrowing of the brain's blood vessels, and increased risk of PML, a rare brain infection that usually leads to...
All right, so what are we thinking? Do we want to go for another, 13 minutes or something? Just go to the 3 hour and 15-minute mark. You guys can kind of decide what you're thinking. If you guys want to go for a few more minutes, I'm down to hang out with you guys for a few more. The most I can go is 30 more. So, just based off school and trying to shut it down at a time where we're not as noisy since, if she goes to school tomorrow, she wasn't really feeling too well today. So, would I trade for King Henry? Gosh, I don't know, because at this point he's getting older. We know if Jameson probably doesn't even want to think of the idea of he probably doesn't even want to think of the idea of him not being there anymore and whatnot. But at this point, I don't think I would. It probably would end up being too much. And obviously, we know he can still be one of the top 5 guys, but at some point, there's going to be a decline. And he can, even with the decline, Henry could still be a top 10 back instead of being a top 2 back, maybe a top 4 back, then a top 8 back and a top 10 back. But I mean, depending on what we would have to give up for him, I would say you probably would be able just to get a running back that maybe not is as good as Derrick Henry, but there's a few guys that are going to be in the draft, or if it's if I could get Jamal Williams, cheaper instead of having to trade the whole farm for Henry, I would rather go that route. You know what I'm saying? So. But I don't know if I would trade for Derrick Henry or not. Probably not, because they probably would want way too much for him, And at this stage of his career, what does he have left? Probably more than most athletes that play running back, because he's proven that he's very, very fucking good. Even when the O-lines have been a little shaky too. So I guess Taylor Lewan said at the Chiefs. So obviously if he doesn't come back to the Titans, and he's been a little injury prone last couple of years, but that would be pretty big to add a Taylor Lewan to the Chiefs offensive line. Don't know if that's going to happen or not, but truffle burger, nice. I will. I know they're going to wear the Houston Oiler jerseys next season. So if they don't have King Henry there, that'd be a shame, because I would love to see the Houston Oiler uniform. Even if they only wear it once, I would love to see King Henry in it. But yeah, sometimes, it's tough to be able to have your favorites get older, and then you're just like, well, fuck, they're not the same player anymore. But again, this is not the same type of running back than most running backs that are in the league. I mean, he's very durable and very consistent. Nick Chubb might be the most consistent, running back in the last 4 or 5 years, like 8 tutties every year, but Henry's right up there with him. He's going to court in the summer. So if I was the Saints, I would be picking a running back to pair up with Carr. And then I can't trust that Michael Thomas will even play, just because he hasn't proven that he can get on the field. So you got Olave on one side. So yeah, I would probably look for a backup plan to Thomas, other than Olave, and then a backup plan to AK-41, because I wouldn't be counting on either one of them this year. If they end up playing and end up, producing, great. But, at this point, I don't know. It doesn't look too good for AK, but it depends on his lawyer, I guess, right? And he really hasn't been the same player since Sean Payton has left. Like, if you actually look to see, what he did last year, and obviously they had injuries and everything, but I mean, AK was not the same type of impactful player as he was in years past. So, and it's not like the Saints don't have a good offensive line. They have a great O-line led by Ryan Ramczyk. So Saints can use Hill. Yeah, they can use that. But, essentially they need more weapons at wide receiver, tight end, running back. It's like the O-line is there, Carr is there, defense is there, Cameron Jordan-Lattimore. I'm not really sold on Dennis Allen, but still, with what they've done already with Carr, that should be the team to beat in the NFC South for the next few years, until Tampa gets their quarterback. And once Tampa gets their quarterback, then we'll match up with them. But until that happens, the Saints should probably run the division for a couple years. So truffle burger, good choice. See, you guys, I don't get, when other people come in the room, some people are quiet, some people don't talk, some people, it's like, I just need people that will speak up, and so that way I can actually do the work. I want to be able to see things that I haven't seen. I need to get some good suggestions, instead of just me coming up with everything all the time. It's nice to be able to have people like you guys that, and everyone's personality is so different. We have a lot of similar things, but there's a lot of things that we are different, from each other. So it's nice to be able to showcase those things like this. Oh, baby. Oh, this one. Massive burger topped with fried burrata and covered in shaved truffles. This is in New York. Look at this bad boy, Shep. Ooh, look at that. Jeez. And I appreciate that. Yeah, well, he needs to get an agent instead of trying to do it himself. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of other players that are getting more money that aren't as good as him. But also, too, he's never had a true number one receiver. So I feel with Lamar, I know some teams are not going to be buying in. But again, the best that Lamar was is when they had Pro Bowl Hall of Famer offensive lineman Marshall Yanda. So when you ended up having, a couple guys at running back and Mark Ingram, you had a nice little pairing of guys. You had Yanda. Things were different. You know what I mean? But you have Mark Andrews, but he needs a true number one receiver. That's what he needs, So, or even if Lamar went to like the Raiders, you got Waller, you got Renfro, you got Adams, you got Jacobs. But like, Carr, if you don't have time and the offensive line stinks, they have Colton Miller. That's it. One good offensive lineman, the rest stink, right? So you're not going to have time to go to your guys because for Devontae and Waller and these guys to get open, sometimes routes take like 3 seconds to develop. And if you only have 0.5 or 1 second, 1.5, then, you're kind of fucked. So, yeah. We'll close the door. Yeah, it's 10:06. Yeah. Yeah, we will see where Lamar ends up, with the contract and the situation and whatnot. But Lamar needs help, you know what I mean? Like, we know he can run and whatnot, but we're never going to see his true potential unless he actually starts, being able to have more quality people around him. Here's Rich Bryan, this Asian dude, that $400 burger. Rich Bryan. I don't know. He's like, I just spent $400. He's like, oh, it's my cousin. Truffle double cheeseburger. Candace in the building. How are you? I am actually just about to sign off here in just a couple minutes. People are complaining that I'm streaming too late, even though it's only 10:08. Yes, with the legal thing where they, he got sued and they took him off. Obviously from the coverage in the Super Bowl. Is there any new news with that? Couldn't find a really good photo of the strawberry cream cheese donut, but I did find a little cheesecake though. Well, that looks good. Doing okay. I'm glad that you're doing a little bit better. What did they say in the press conference? It's like some like sexual misconduct type thing, or but I know he's suing, and then the other people are suing. So oh, really? Nice. Well, I better probably start wrapping it up because apparently people cannot control the dog other than me in this house. So I'd love to be able to hang out here for another 10 or 15 minutes, but obviously I'm going to probably, spend time with Paisley here for the rest of the night and whatnot. So, but I appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you guys so much for your support. And then right there at the end, obviously that really, really helped. I mean, didn't even look like we were going to even get close to, hitting the goal. And I know, we're not going to hit it every night, but obviously that's the goal, to try to do that. And it's always a good time being able to hang out with the goats. And anytime I can get the two of you or a few of the people in here, it always makes it better. I really appreciate all the love and the support that you guys bring. I'll be back tomorrow. Again, the Kings are playing the Knicks, so I guess that's what I'm doing tomorrow night. And then XFL and, maybe some more NBA and then some NASCAR. And, every once in a while, I mean, I always try to consider, if I do like an NFL stream, but I know we're only going to get like a few people to show up. So I'm just trying to be able to get games in, even if not a lot of people like the NBA, just so that way I can try to grow and trying to do whatever I can to get new bodies in here, to grow and to be able to get new fans to come in, regardless if it's NASCAR, baseball, XFL, or World Baseball Classic, or NBA, or college hoops and whatnot. So thank you guys so much, Cyberpunk, Shepard, Candace coming in here at the very end. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be able to grind it out again. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And final score, Clippers 108, Raptors 100. Thank you guys a lot. And again, I'll message you guys after the stream, and I appreciate all the love, support, all the people that commented, all the people that donated, shared the channel, and also shared the Twitter live stream as well. You guys are the best. I love you. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.